Welcome, THLers, to Friday Night Fights. I'm your stream up of the evening. Um, have a couple wonderful matches there with Pro Series as well as Legacy Series. Both are in the finals. I have two wonderful casters. One's brand new, fresh off the old caster docket. I have Jester here tonight. How you doing, Jester?
I'm doing great. You already know who it is, Jester on the mic. Ready to have a good show.
Yep.
We got some pretty good teams, pretty good matchups. I mean, these are like finals, so I'm ready to have a good match.
That's right. And then we got Hishak, been around for quite a few seasons, helped it out in casting quite a bit, and super good player. And you still do write ups there for Vicious Syndicate.
Yeah. I still help a little bit.
Yeah,
excited to be here. It's definitely going to be. I'm most excited to watch my teammate play a GM in Pro Series, but a Legacy match also pretty fantastic. So it'll be a good night.
Yeah. So if you guys, I know the players are ready to go. So as people can see on stream right now, we have McBannerface's Priest band with Ufric's Shaman band. So we'll just get
the
right
Shaman, a Wash U special. We call it Soul Shaman because it kind of plays like Soul DH, just hitting face and clearing boards. But definitely, I don't think any of us expected that. So we'll have to see McBannerface's plan for this match.
So the deck lists are up on screen right now. So if you guys just want to breeze through it real quick to let their viewers know what they're bringing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, on the GM side, we got your standard Control Priest with the N'Zoth going. You got your Rush Warrior. Got Mutinous in there, which would be pretty good. Druid, your standard token Druid. He does have one Guidance and one Soul of the Forest, which is the hybrid, I guess. I mean, most people either decide between 2 Guidance, 2 Soul of the Forest, or a mixture of the two. And then you got your standard Miracle Road.
Yeah, and then from Ufric, we have a pretty low to the ground Control Priest, no greedy techs. We have sort of Control N'Zoth Warrior. That's Ufric's deck that he just came out of nowhere with, but it's pretty cool. We got Maximum Clear Demon Hunter with double Throwglaives and a Chaos Nova. And then, of course, the Soul Shaman.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to get the players to rock and roll here, so we'll...
Yeah, I mean, I talked about this in the Tavern Talk or yesterday, and we talked about how the opposite team, you have McBannerface and Hyper Horizon bringing pretty standard decks and pretty meta decks at least, and I think the opposite team is bringing pretty control-y countered decks. So, I mean, I'm not surprised to see these kind of like Control Warrior, OTK Demon Hunter, this Shaman that's all over the place, but I respect that. I respect it. So they're going for the target, going for some unusual decks, but I think they will do the trick, and we'll see if one comes out winning. I mean, one is going to come out winning, but we're going to see who.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thought process for my team, the Tap Washers this week, was we probably won't beat the GMs head-to-head with the same decks in a mirror match. So
right.
Kind of maybe do something they're not as comfortable with and do something that might have a statistical advantage is the thought there. But we'll see. GM takes a lot of skill to be there.
So for viewers, sorry to interrupt there. Just for viewers, players starting to get in. So we got Ufric to spectate first to be at the bottom of the screen with McBannerface at the top of your screen.
All right, I am hopping in. Yeah, like I was saying, Wash Tappers are bringing, I mean, we talked about this from the previous weeks even, bringing some pretty unconventional decks, but I mean, these are counters, these are decks to not try to go for a mirror match and face them head on, and they seem to be performing very well.
Yeah, I like the Warrior opening. I think it's a strong choice here. Control Warrior with all the Rush minions are tough for Rogue to manage while also trying to set up an OTK, so can be very strong. We'll see if he wants to go for a tempo stage dive. Not the strongest statistics when it's not corrupted, but it could just want to draw the card.
Yep, I'm just hopping in, trying to see McBannerface's cards. We're in the mall.
Octobot in turn 2 is always nice, but probably not going to proc very easily against a control warrior that plays no minions. So he'll be relying on an Aug Merchant or Brain Freeze to get that off. Deciding to
Yeah.
hold it until he can, in fact, discount it.
Yeah, these early stages we're probably going to see a lot of passing from the control warrior, a lot of button pressing, but
Certainly.
interesting to see how this plays out. Probably going to see a Mankrik coming down on 3. Yep. So Hisham, what do you think Ufric's plan is going to be during these next couple turns? Because it's kind of a nice hand or a good curve.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a question of how to use this coin because he's got
Right.
a lot of options for turn 5. You could do a coerced stage dive here. You could just stage dive in hero power. You could coin a Outrider's Axe, which doesn't line up particularly well.
Right,
there's a
right.
few
He's probably
things
not
you could
swinging
go
there,
for.
but or at least swinging his minion. But
Yeah, I don't think he would swing with the axe if you equip it here. He may just want to hero power. No, he's just taking the draw.
that's for the stage dive. Yeah.
Kargath's on 4 does line up pretty well, and it allows you to hold on to that coin for a little bit longer.
Yeah, sometimes it's not great to television on the corrupt and see, oh, I gotta get it 2-1, I get it +2, +1. So it was pretty smart to just go for the draw, and he gets rewarded with a nice curve.
Yeah. McBannerface, probably a bit early to field contact if you want to maximize your draw. So
yeah, agreed.
We might see a second Mancrick's Wife shuffled into the deck. I don't think that would be terrible.
He does go for it. Yeah, I mean, against Control Warrior, I don't think you're going to get the combo. I mean, you can get the combo off, but he's going to have so much armor that with Alex and all that stuff going on, you're not going to really be able to penetrate his health. So I think this was a very nice play.
Yeah, I think so. The one downside of this line would be that with Tenwu on the board now, there's more of a limit to the maximum damage that can be delivered by Rogue in one turn.
Right.
Bulwark can interrupt that once we get to the stage of the game, but you certainly don't want to just be shadow stepping an Alex and playing it for 7.
Right,
So,
yeah.
More of a tempo approach, I think.
Yeah.
The option of I don't even hate Outrider's Axe on this board because dealing with the Tenwu, making sure that it doesn't get shadow stepped is fairly relevant.
Yeah,
the Kargath is probably the more standard line.
Yeah, probably going to want to develop more tempo with the Kargath into the 3-2 because, yeah, that shadow step would be huge if he managed to get it off. And we're going to see he's going to actually go into the Mankrik, which it makes sense. It's a 3-4. You want to get as much value as you can. But, I mean, he's getting rewarded by him not having the shadow step to punish. So.
Yeah. And now Rancor will line up probably well to most of the boards that Rogue would make on turn 5. The exception would be the efficient Octobot. You don't really want to Rancor that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really rough for the Rogue, just because Control Warrior has so much board clears that, especially with the Rancor, it's like 2 damage to all. It's a lot of small minions, so it's going to be tough for McBanterbase to get through this Warrior, but we'll see what happens. Ooh, Olgar really early. That's pretty nice.
Oh, that's a strong wife. Turn 4 for turn 5 for Rogue. Turn 4 for Warrior. I think a Rancor might have to come down here.
Yeah, I mean, you really want that field contact dead, and I mean, he does have a lot of pressure on board with only 24 health, so I think that Rancor should be coming down. I don't really see another play. He could play his Scrap Golem, but I mean, you have that field contact. Yeah, the Rancor is just a play here. Might consider coin hero power, but yeah, it just passes. Makes sense.
And knowing that there's not a brawl, the Janus is probably the standard follow-up. We can see that Rancor in hand provides a little bit of a solution to the Janus.
Right. I mean, without hindsight, like as a player, if I see a board clear like Rancor, I'm gonna assume that they probably don't have another one in hand. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw the Janus coming down. You might go for another play here, try to get some draw with the Swindle, maybe Kargath going down, but Janus wouldn't be so bad.
I think the thing that makes me lean towards the Janus is that Brawl is something that we know isn't in hand for the Warrior right now because it would have come down. Going for 2 minions. I think this is also a solid line.
Yeah, but also
Preventing
plays
any
a cult
powerful.
neophyte,
hmm
so he can't really play too many spells, even though most of them are pretty heavy.
I wouldn't hate to see a coerce here, maybe on this wife.
Yeah, because you would be able to
Actually,
trigger it.
there's a
since
couple options here for
Sandwich-
warrior. Actually,
Yeah, I doubt he's gonna let this board stay though, because this is way too much pressure for his little health to handle.
you could play a crash.
Yeah, I was thinking about just dropping the crash, but I mean, like, yeah, he has 5, 9.
A lot of damage that you're just
well,
allowing
yeah,
to
it's-
connect.
Yeah, right. But the
Eh,
crush can get that armor in the next turn. So
Right, and you're never going to die here as the warrior if you go for the
right,
crash.
right. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a crush or a chorus hero power. Does go for the crush.
Fair enough. It's definitely going to be. I'm most excited to watch my teammate play. At this point, I don't think McBanterface wants to extend farther into an AOE.
Right, agreed.
Ethereal
I think you
Conjurer, the most logical pick here for late game sustainability.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just the play. I mean, the other cards were a little too small. You want a little bit more sustainability, like you said. Gonna go
I
for
think it
some
would
more
be pretty strong just to drop right now while you have a board lead, but perhaps trying to look for some way to plunderer than for 9. I think that's impossible effectively.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to kill this. I mean, maybe the only way he could deal with it is a wand thief into like devolving or some sort of. Oh, there's a wand.
There's
thief,
a
but
wand thief. That's the start.
Not sure if he's really gonna go for that.
He might want to play his plunderer on his own one for it. So this just makes sure that you get as many discounts. Probably Ring Toss. Ring Toss is a strong card. Tough to corrupt, so you could take the Deep Freeze. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm not a fan of ring toss just because you're paying 4 mana for 1 secret, and then it's pretty hard to corrupt, like you said. So, I mean, with the Janus, he does have it, but it's only 2.
I want to briefly
Right.
mention just how much armor is going to come down here.
Oh yeah,
It's quite the
is a
life total swing.
thick boy. A lot of armor going to be coming down.
It's unfortunate that there's not much else to do with it if you go for the Rancor, besides really a hero power. You could play the Outrider's Axe, I guess, coin that out. It's not bad.
Right. I mean, if he rancors and then like McBanterface fills the board again, he's going to have a tricky time, in my opinion.
Well, there's still 2 Brawls left in the deck, as well as Blade Storms.
Right. But I mean, like, you know, in terms of immediate pressure, he's going to have to hope for some draw. And if he does clear, we're most likely going to see Janus coming down from McBanter. Or just going for the deep freeze.
We'll see if he wants. He has the option of going for the draw rather than 2 health. We'll see which one he prioritizes. Decides to go for the draw. Pretty reasonable. The only downside
nice.
of this line is the axe is going to get overridden. But as long as you're getting the card, you have an Anchorman as well for some, and another Outrider's Axe to
Yeah, I just picked up another one.
draw
so
even more.
never punished. Yeah, Janus probably coming down here.
2 solid options.
Yeah. What do you think you're picking here?
I think that the 6/4 is probably the one you want to make fake. It's not. Mind games aren't too effective against Control Warrior generally.
Yeah. I mean, I would go for the 6/4. Yeah, just because you want the more health. I mean, he's probably gonna deal like small amounts of damage to the board, not massive. And like you said, like in terms of mind games, like you're not really gonna get much off of, especially with like Control Warrior and Priest. You're not gonna get too much reward out of that. Does pick up the Saurfang, but I don't think he's played any Frenzy minions.
No, but it's well, actually, he's played the Crush, so it's going to get a Crush back in
Oh,
AoE
yes,
board.
you're right,
So that
you're
might
right, you're
actually
right.
be very strong here because
Yeah.
it clears the Janus and one of these minions.
He's probably gonna, or he might want to go for the Anchorman and then try to get more value out of this Sourfang. He could just drop it right now because you do clear most of the board, you get a crush on, but just go for the Anchorman. What does he guess here? All right, I think he's going to just swing to the 4-2. Though he does have a lot of damage with the 6-4. He might have to go for the course.
Play around Shadow Step by dealing with the Jandis. I think that's the more
that makes
expected
sense.
choice here. I think I would have actually liked to just see Saurfang come down, but I understand the thought process behind this one.
Right. Banter face with another dangerous board. He's been keeping up this pressure, which might be a problem for Ufric if he doesn't have an answer here. Oh, picks up the Brawl, which is
The
pretty
Brawl is
massive.
good enough, honestly.
Yeah.
Coerce whatever survives.
Yeah,
Could
that
even
seems
just
like a
play
good
the Death's
here.
Head Cultist would also be okay, I think.
Yeah, I was considering playing that and then moving on with the play, but I just go for a Brawl here and course what's left or Death Head. Let's see what comes out first, and then might have an easier way of making a decision. And it's the... All right, so the 4-2 comes out. Maybe less inclined to coerce it, so he just plays the Death Head. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's... Even if there's a Brain Freeze or something... Ooh, life is not ideal.
Gonna drop the Ethereal. See what spell he gets here.
Sinister Strike or Potion of Illusion. I don't think you'll pick the Brain Freeze.
Yeah, Potion of Illusion is a little bit greedy, but...
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It allows you to cycle for another spell here with the 6-4. The other two minions are not particularly helpful. You have to kind of evaluate if the mana cost of going for Potion is worth it, I think.
Right, you are. Yeah, you're spending 4 mana for...
for basically another spell.
And then a one, yeah, right. So, yeah, not much value coming out of here. He's actually going to go for it. Might be able to get some more value out of that later, but might be too greedy. Sometimes when I'm playing Rogue and I see the potion, I'm like, it's kind of bait sometimes. I know it'll be a dead hand or dead card for the rest of the game, but let's see if it is here. Goes for the Brain Freeze, maybe. Might just swing or use the Aug Merchant to it.
I'm curious then what this potion is for, because perhaps
yeah, this is gonna feel kind of useless because you're gonna Secret Passage for more resources, but you're not gonna be able to use that potion.
Wait, we gotta swing with this weapon first, right? If he plays the Saurfang first, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Oh, well, he plays the Saurfang first.
I guess we don't want to swing with the Bulwark, do we? Well, I guess the weapon is not overridden, so it's okay, but... Yeah, that seems okay.
Yeah. That's always the issue with Crash
and
Bulwark, because they kind of clash with each other, but yeah, he's going to go for the Secret Passage, try to get more resources, more minions going, more damage. Gets a field contact, which is pretty nice. Alex is kind of dead here.
I think the Kargath Prime is going down. Oh.
I think he's going to go for more draw, because his initial hand is pretty dead. So you might want to go just for more draw. It takes the 1 minion or 1 mana.
If you go for a 10 mana golem, though, it's extremely likely that the Mutinous is going to eat it.
That is true, yeah, next turn. Oh, yeah, you do make a fair point there. I didn't realize that because we have a different hand here, but maybe draw 4 cards. I mean, his hand is pretty low.
I don't know if you want 4 more cards because Rogue is almost out of cards, actually. 9 remaining. 9, I guess 9's a fair amount. It's not bad.
No, it's pretty fair that you say that because I just go into fatigue quicker, so I do see that. By the way, I just noticed the amazing all golden cards. By the way, I just saw that. Well, actually, not all of them are golden. I don't know how I feel about that play.
I don't believe McBanterface is using his GM account that does get all golden cards.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's been given that yet.
Not a fan of the half golden, half not.
I think this is a fairly easy Mutinous, though. You know you're not going to die, and the potential to just eat a huge golem is incredible. I think you can make the read that it's a 10 if he didn't play it this turn. Could
Right.
have
I
been
mean,
a 5.
it's either a 5 or a 10, right? But you still eat it, I think, because that's 5/5 of stats. Unless he has another minion in hand. But I mean, you know, he has the potion, and he hasn't been playing the other cards. So,
At this point, I would not be too
but
concerned
maybe
about
it's
an
hindsight,
immediate death either. So you could even swing and play this bulwark on top if you wanted. Just well, maybe wait until this 3/8 dies.
Yeah, I'd wait till you have a little bit more pressure, and like let's say he
And
does have a 10/10 on board, then the bulwark's kind of nutty.
maybe going for a scrap golem instead. I don't know about.
Is
I
that
really would have
the
really would have liked to see the mutinous. I think it's a strong read that there's just a golem in hand.
Yeah, I mean there could be other means, but it is a good time to use the mutinous. It's going to be pretty rough later on, so this is a moment where he does have not much pressure going on. So to use the mutinous would be pretty advantageous. McBanter, 18 health, struggling a little bit. This Spirit Golem is going to be pretty nice to freeze all the minions, stop the pressure. But it does look like he's struggling to get some more. Oh, but it does have stealth, and he could potion it, and then keep freezing his board. Freeze rogue, anyone? And then
Yeah,
enemy
I expect to
shadow.
see
Yeah, I don't know
defensive
about
Alexstrasza here.
What now?
that. Yeah, I don't know about this author. Boards are pretty full. It's going to be kind of useless.
Well,
I'm not gonna really
the
wanna-
scrap golem still has to die to make
Right,
space. I think it's
yeah, so
you
this
could
off wouldn't
go
be
for a
great.
bulwark as well. This is the cost. You really should have gone for mutinous last turn to
Right, because
really
now
slow
your
this
mutinous
game
is going
down.
to be like completely dead.
Yeah.
But we could just be in hindsight. I don't know. But I mean, it is pretty probable that he can make that read, especially with the potion in hand, and he hasn't been playing his other cards. Does go for the Zoth.
Probably
I don't know how
board
many
locking
minions
himself if he wants to go that route.
Right.
Does get another oh well he does get another crash.
Gets a crash, and I think the heal 4 taunt Death Cultist, is that a... Yeah.
Does not get the crash.
I guess, yeah. That's what I didn't like about that play there, because kind of full on board, but it does put a lot of pressure. Pretty hard for McBanter to deal with, or at least Rogue. Does pick up the Alex, but I'm not sure what's about to go down here. Play is looking a little clunky. Could just potion and stall for another turn, but I don't know if that's going to save him.
Warrior's still very healthy at this stage, and I don't think he has the time to just be shadow stepping Alexstrasza's.
Yeah. I mean, especially with Tenru, this game might be over.
You could potion the superior golem, and then shadow
Yeah, that's
step
what I
the
was
small,
thinking.
small one.
Is it like let's say, yeah, you shadow step the small one, then it becomes a 10/10 8 mana?
I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah. He is board locked, but I think he's just gonna equip the bulwark, and then it's not much you can do there. He's maybe able to 6. Yeah, he goes for the play. But I do feel like you're kind of delaying the inevitable here with this board. Unless he's able to keep freezing and gain some more tempo. Maybe just Shield Slam and Bulwark. Or at
You
least
could,
swing then Bulwark.
I think it's safe to go for the mutinous here, because you know that the golem is in hand.
Yeah, if he does
you
have
could also
5
hero
cards in
power
deck,
and
so-
shield slam.
Yeah. The Control Warrior is in a very good spot, though. A lot of lines that still give you the same sort of winning result. There's not much ways that you can throw this.
I mean, eating either the Alexstrasza or the golem would be potentially game winning here.
Right.
What now?
I think it's important to use the shield slam this turn, though.
Yeah, you're not going to get too much value out of it.
Either if you go for the defensive Alex or the mutinous, you want to use the shield slam.
Right. I think you do it anyways. He goes for the Mutinous here. Thinks about it. There we go. Let's see what it hits. Nice.
That's probably the best target.
Yeah, I mean, he has big minions in hand. He hasn't been using his other cards, so they're most likely to be wicked stabs or quote unquote upgraded eviscerates.
And at this point, without the board lock, there's just no way for McVanterface to survive. And that's
Right,
game one.
All right. Well, the Control Warrior was a good bring, especially into Rogue.
I think
pretty tough
Control
matchup.
Warrior is one of the strongest decks in this lineup. I think the combo DH has some vulnerability if it loses to itself. And I'm curious if McVanterface has a plan for Priest, because if he does, that could also go well for him. So, not over yet.
Yeah. I mean, the Control Warrior, in my opinion, was a really great bring. I mean, it's a Rogue. You can clear all that. Druid, you can clear. It's a lot of small minions that you're trying to clear. And it's a Priest, honestly.
For sure. And I think we saw the power of the N'Zoth package that game. I know it's untraditional, and you typically would want to go for like a more reactive Control Warrior build. But the fact that it had that board meant that just shadow stepping Alex over and over again wasn't going to work, because you would die if you did so.
McVanterface decided to go Rogue again. We'll see how that
I
plays
think that makes
out.
sense. I think Rogue is his strongest deck, especially when we consider that the Priest doesn't have a Lucio to disrupt an OTK.
Right,
So
yeah,
Priest
that
will need
is
to
pretty
have
big.
some tempo happening.
Yeah, especially without Lucia down. I mean, you're more likely to just play a little bit more greedy, at least. You don't want to. I mean, if you know your opponent has Lucia, you're going to be playing your 10 move early, etc. But can play a little bit more greedy.
I would say this is a weak start for both players. Janus and Octobot are great cards, but Janus is slow and Octobot doesn't have activation yet, besides a Wicked Stab on itself.
True. But if he
And
does manage to get it off, you can coin the Jandis, and that'll be on turn 4, which will be pretty huge. But like you said, there's not many ways to trigger this, unless Ufric decides to trigger it, but I highly doubt it.
I think it's just going to be a chaos
strike, yeah.
Unfortunately, this Il'gynoth will be trapping the skull this game.
Yeah, you really hate to see that. I mean, yeah, you can't really get it from the right side, so this skull is going to be kind of useless. Gonna plop the Octobot down. Might be able to pick up a way to trigger it. Maybe even Wicked Stabs the.
I think that's
Octobot,
fairly
that
likely here. The burn damage is very valuable, but the Octobot is unlikely to ever actually activate unless you activate it.
Yeah.
I think this will be all dredging
the
here.
Grace. Yeah. He's gonna want to save that Illidarius studies for turn 6, so then you could probably get a skull out of there. But
I think that makes sense.
It's not great.
There's also a lot of really good 4-mana Outcast cards. Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know about this line.
Yeah, decides to trigger.
Certainly not what I would have done here.
I mean, yes, you're not like you're not reducing the cost for one card, but I really don't agree with that play. As he could have Wicked Stab to do it himself, but I do see why I can make that play. Maybe not discount one more card.
By hitting this 1/4, that's 4 damage that the Wicked Stab will probably do later.
Yeah. Trying to see what he can go for here. Probably going to want to save that coin for Janus on 4. It's pretty massive. Maybe he just goes for a Secret Passage, but with 2 mana, I mean, there's not much you can do. This hand is kind of awkward for him. Goes for the Secret Passage.
Save the coin. Very limited options for 2 mana. 3 mana gave you a little more to work with. We can see the Mankrik would have... Oh. Most of these would have been good.
You hate to see that.
Tenwu, though, on the Octobot is not terrible, because you get the chance to discount your hand yet again.
Right. I mean, I would have liked to Tenwu and then have it down this turn, but yeah, decides to just hero power. Kind of awkward. Maybe wanted that Tenwu for a bigger play. All right, time to see Il'gynoth on 4. No, I'm kidding.
I don't think we're going to see that.
No, I'm just messing around. Maybe just Warblades, hero power, hit the Octobot, and just pass.
I don't think Illidarius studies would be insane, but with the Eldrauchi as an option, I think we'll see that. hitting face with the Eldrachi wouldn't necessarily be terrible either, because
Yeah, you're sinking 3 damage into a 1/3, which isn't great. So I get why you say that.
well, and also 24 is a key breakpoint in the
And
matchup
that, yep. Mhm.
because it's one of the easier to hit combo numbers.
Right. It's the most common. Good old 24. Probably should have brought my Demon Hunter noob spreadsheet. But yeah, all I know is 24 is you don't want to be below that.
Besides, he wants to hold both charges. I think this is also a reasonable line.
Yeah, it goes for the coin Jandis, which makes sense.
What makes something real?
Wow, some really good minions. Obviously.
Wow, Ogre
Tail end
Mancer is
once that.
quite the pick up there.
But yeah, this is a nutty Jandis. Very nice. A little
Also,
more
Glass
awkward for
is a pickup.
Ufric here. Yeah, it's clear some of it, but it's pretty awkward.
Oh, someone is
little
disconnected.
Reconnection. But yeah, like I was saying, Ufric does have a pretty awkward hand. McMancer face though, still, yeah, both these hands are pretty awkward in my opinion. But McMancer face might be able to get a little bit more resources, and he has a very nice board.
I don't see many resources in the hand for McBanter face besides this wand maker. I guess the Vanessa is a resource.
That's true.
Secret
You
Passage
could-
is
you could-
gone.
Right, you could tempo Vanessa, maybe get something out of Wand Thief, but yeah, both these hands are pretty clunky. Though he does have a massive board advantage here, and he will be drawing a, I think what was the 4-mana golem dude? I'm having a brain fart. Kazakus. Yeah, I think he draws a Kazakus since he already has Alex in hand.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you will have a pretty nice turn if this goes down. If not, I can just push some more damage. So. A little awkward. I mean, does he go for the Waste of Folk Scream? Does he just pass? It's a little awkward. Could Talent Arcanist... Oh, he's already at 26 health. Yeah, this is very awkward.
26 is hardly low, but he does need a
Right.
plan to deal with this board. I don't think Illidari Studies is part of it.
Okay. Yeah, very awkward. Can't really...
I'm
use many
disappointed to find that the Moarg is the Ogre is the real card, but not surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it is insane in this matchup, or it's a very big problem for OTK Demon Hunter. Plays the Kazakus. Oh, there's a little hesitation, but I think the Kazakus is still coming down. Last card he played was Fellscream Blast, so he can get out the Vanessa, maybe Wand Thief. Might be overextending. Might be thinking of just
I think if
Just playing
Fellstream Blast is effectively useless for Rogue, but
right. Because it is
2/3
OTK. That
bad.
makes sense. Yeah.
It's a 1-mana 2/3.
Yeah. Probably, maybe he goes for a 1-drop, but I think he just go for a 5 here. He could just try to get the 1/1 buff, but gets the 2/2 buff.
Going for the 5 and getting the 2/2 buff is strong here. This Demon Hunter is built to have a lot of board clear potential, but it's just not in hand right now.
Right. Gets a
Chaos Nova
fireball,
would-
which is pretty huge.
Yeah, definitely. And Chaos Nova off the top would help here. Or Immolation or Throwglaive.
That's not terrible if you
It's not
Well,
terrible, but it doesn't really
you're
work.
wasting your Morg if you do that. You could just get a skull here, but man, this Ogremancer's being this Ogremancer's being an issue. Probably Philosophy more. But then you don't have the mana for the Throwglaive. Yeah, this is
You could Spectral
Yeah.
Sight, just try and hit Immolation or something here.
yeah.
Maybe that helps solve this crisis on the board.
Yeah, I mean, Kurthos does eliminate some of this, but gonna do the plain skull, which is really sucks here.
Well, he effectively board locked him to prevent the buff,
That
but
is
Shadow Step
true.
can come down to enable it.
Yeah,
It's not even bad
does
on the
have
Kazakus.
13 damage on board, I think. Or if he swings with this thing. Yeah, this is 13. I think this might just be lethal. Yep. And
Yeah.
that's game 2.
I don't think Ulfric's going to be too torn up about his lines there because he got the worst possible hand and Rogue got about the best one.
That Jandis was massive. I mean, getting the Ogremancer and drawing the Kazakus from the 3/3
Right.
Divine Shield, that is pretty nice.
But Rogue getting through, not the end of the world for Ulfric. There's still the Druid and the Warrior.
All right, Hishak, what do you expect to see in this next match? Give me the perfect call. It's 100% happening right now.
I think the Priest is going to come out now that the Rogue is
Alright.
gone. And I think that the Warrior is probably going to come out from McManterface.
Warrior and Priests. If you fail, you're kicked out. No, I'm kidding.
No, I just don't think the Token Druid is going to come out yet because
Yeah,
it's
Token Drew is going to be a problem for McBanter with all this control. He did ban the Shaman, which I still find it very interesting. But yeah, it does clear a lot of his wide boards with small minions. So I get why, or I see the play in that ban.
going for the
let's see.
Druid instead.
Decided to go for the Druid. You're fired.
I think this is safe. It's a safe choice to play it here because even if the Priest gets through, it's not the end of the world.
If you get a nice Soul of the Forest on this Priest, or get some early board pressure, and Priest doesn't have any clears, he's going to have a rough time.
Well, Priest has 2 copies of Condemn in it.
Yeah, I was just about to check that. Yeah, it does have the 2 copies of Condemn, so we'll have the early clears. It has the right
Except a
tech.
taunt minion. I think that's what you would go for here. And
Yeah,
notably,
100%.
McBanterface does not have Fungal Fortunes or any of the other key sustainability cards to make a board or 2
Right.
last a long time.
Doesn't have Gibberling to
No.
really get that early pressure, so this is a unfortunate hand. I see a play with like sentries and then adorable next turn, or Power of the Wild. Yeah, it's awkward. Probably gonna see a Wand Thief or Wand Maker coming down
Right.
into Palm Reading for some more nice spells, or just Crimson Hothead. Try to get that early board pressure so that he can deal with some of his board. I mean, he could Bloom, Infestation, play the 1/1, Lunar, Power of the, but that's just wasting all your resources, and it's going to be quite unfortunate to see it get cleared.
I think the Lunar Eclipse will come down here, but I don't expect to see the Lightning Bloom as well.
Okay.
There's just not a lot of resources, but
Right.
maybe.
We'll see what the GM decides.
Yes. If you go for the Power of the Wild and the 1/1, if you go for the Adorable and the 1/1 before the Lightning Bloom, it does get a lot better, but maybe you can just actually not play the Lightning Bloom. You can just play the minions here, trade the Wand Maker, and hold on to the Power of the Wild for a turn. You only miss 1 damage.
No, he's going for it.
Disagrees. He's going all in.
Yep. I see why he does this play. I mean, you want that early pressure. If the Priest can't deal with this, it's going to be quite unfortunate. But if he does, it's going to be pretty bad. But just get that early pressure. But, I mean, with the Bloom played, you can't really do much for 1 mana next turn. So I would have went for this play, but I would not be too happy to be in this position.
No. Hothead is an interesting choice here. I think it would be reasonable to try and contest the board. The 3/4 probably will bump into it.
Right, you probably just drop it because you don't expect. Oh, that's a big draw.
It is, but he can't do it yet.
Right. But it is something to do on 4. Could probably just goes full face here. I mean, if you're worried about Apotheosis or like some sort of taunt, I wouldn't be. I mean, yeah, full face makes sense.
I think we'll start with a Palm Reading.
All right. Wave of Apathy is going to be nice here because.
Ooh, I think the
Just stop the
Smite is
pressure.
probably the choice.
Yeah.
Against all odds is interesting. I wouldn't despise the option to go for that, but it's certainly not insight. I don't think.
I mean, you get to copy or Wave of Apathy against all odds, but that's for next turn, and this pressure might be too dangerous for him. Well,
if he trades to 3/4, against all odds will clear the Pride's Fury.
yeah. Could maybe like
don't
trade with the
need wave.
3/6. Next turn, wave against all odds. Full clear. Could just go for the Holy Smite for the early clear. Goes for the Holy Smite. Probably going to use it right now.
Yeah, if in the WashU server we have a saying, see a Brightwing, pick a Brightwing. So immediately chosen there, regardless of if it was right. I think on stream he had to follow his tried and true method.
Got to follow the orders. But no, I mean, it is more resources. Good.
That's the way a nice
32
draw.
Gets you a legendary, so not a bad card.
Desperately needing some more resources here. Pride's Fury, not the strongest time to play it.
Right. Gets a guidance, which is going to be pretty nice for some resources. See if he gets it right.
Did not draw the card, meaning it's probably something more expensive. Could be
Wow.
from a Fungal Fortunes to a Arbor Up. Hard to say. Celestial Alignment probably not worth holding on to, but Feral Rage is certainly a good card.
Oh, I didn't know this, but if you look on the left side and hover over Guess Away, it tells me which card he drew. Well, I mean, we're on 10-minute delay. He drew
I
Innervate.
don't actually. Okay. Oh, so he guessed it. That's an interesting choice to guess that way then. Because
He got guidance, guessed more, and drew Innervate. So
that's an interesting choice to guess more there. I would have guessed less. Right. No. I don't know what I'm saying. Just ignore me. I think we're gonna see him hold on to this condemn. But I think we're gonna see the condemn held because there's far scarier boards than what we have right now.
agreed. Yeah, you probably just trade, drop the Sethek. And the Druid is now in a pretty good Priest is now in a pretty good spot. Druid with an interesting hand. I don't know if we're watching Token Druid anymore.
Yeah, I think we're just seeing it lose to itself, unfortunately.
All right, play here 100%. Bloom, Innervate, Celestial, concede. No.
I think it's a little bit early to concede when we know just how much removal the
Yeah, I mean we're at 27 health. This board isn't bad, but just making jokes around. He picks up the Mutinous. This is just gonna be like Shower or P Elemental going down. Pretty nice curve, honestly. Elemental, Mutinous. Though
I don't think the Mutinous on 7 against with no minions is the best, but
yeah, you're right. But
we might see it happen regardless over a hero power if that's the only option.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much. Well, he could Shadow Word Death the 6/6 to trigger the Sethek, get more stuff going, heal up. But I mean, you don't have much to trigger the Sethek right now or get more resources off of it. Other than that,
yeah. And at this point, Druid's on a clock to come up with something because it's taking a non-insignificant amount of damage per turn.
Yeah.
I don't know what alignment achieves here.
Right.
It's hard to imagine any draw that really does better. I think we'll see the 5/5 over the Mutinous.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that all the spells cost 1. I mean, when we're in Celestial Alignment, or when it just got played, but yeah, I mean, it's good tempo. I mean, maybe you play the Mutinous, try to get a Gibberling, but yeah, the 5/5 is just better.
And he gives up, I think, realizing that this is just a bad situation for Token Druid. He didn't draw any of his board generation or the Fungal Fortunes, and it lost to itself, just as the Combo DH lost to itself the game before, I think. Hopefully we get a more action-packed game for the next one.
Right. A lot of control matchups and all that, but all right, let's see what we got going on here now.
Going up Warrior. I think that makes sense. Warrior's a little stronger into Combo DH. Just trying to put up as many points as he can for his team.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a little tricky for Druid to get by, so makes sense on getting that Rush Warrior with 2 points or 2 wins, and then maybe go for that Game 5. Decides to go for the full maul, I think. Or at least on the Demon Hunter side. Very nice hand from Rush Warrior. We were able to get some early tempo. Maybe just coins Parade Leader, Crab Rider, pretty good tempo, or just drops the Gennard on 1. Decided Demon
I don't
Hunter.
expect to see a coin parade leader, but it could happen. If the
Right.
Gennard 1 is so strong that I think we'll see that.
Agreed. Ooh, does pick up another good 2-drop.
Yeah. I could
Maybe
push
want
him in
the
that direction.
stage dive yeah, let's go for it. Maybe just because you want to trigger the stage dive, the bumper card might be a little bit nicer to play. On the side of the Demon Hunter, a little awkward. I don't think you're able to clear it, yeah.
I-Beam would clear it from the Sildari studies. Could also just Chaos Strike him in the face. I don't think he would Chaos Strike the minion here. With another one in hand. Picks up the I-Beam off
Right.
the top.
Yeah, it's going to be he played for 3 mana. He has 3 mana next turn, so. Yeah, I think you just go face here. There's not really a point to trading into the 2-3 if you
I don't think there is.
have ways of clearing it. Yep, decides to go face. Very nice. Glad that we're seeing a lot of good plays. So goes for the 3-4 instead of 3-3 with the Death Rattle. Picks up the Warglaives, which is pretty nice, but he's not going to be able to use it this turn as you really want that Parade Leader to go down.
I think so. I think that's too much of a priority here.
Yep. Probably going to go for Chaos Strike, the Hero Power instead of the I-Beam, maybe, if he doesn't want to waste his resources. But
We could also see an Eldrachi setup because you assume you're going to Moarg Immolation Aura, but I'm not excited about that line.
Yeah. Indeed. Decides to go for the Chaos Strike. Your power has Chaos Nova. I didn't even notice that. In my opinion, right? I wasn't looking at the deck list. Brings Chaos Nova, which is very nice. Pretty nice control card, or tech card at least. You don't really see that in ladder, but
No, I think
Nice
it
to
can
see
help
here.
clear up Rush Warrior boards, though. A lot of them do have
oh yeah.
underwhelming health. Going for
Little
Eldari
tricky
at this
here.
point wouldn't be terrible, but you could also just I-Beam and kill this 3-4 before it starts to do anything dangerous.
Right. Just goes face. All right, that makes sense.
I think with the
3-4
Chaos
doesn't pose
Nova,
too much of a threat.
yeah, I think with the Chaos Nova, the 3-4 just doesn't seem all that dangerous.
Yeah. Goes for the stage dive. I mean, these crab rides would be a real threat if they actually had one free, but just gonna be normal minions for now. They're for since this patch. Very nice placement on the
Dormants to protect
yeah.
them, yeah. I don't think Chaos Nova here would be unreasonable, but you could hold off on it another turn as well. I just don't know, if you don't Chaos Nova, what are you doing? And I think the answer is very little.
Right. Yeah, I mean, McMansion Base is doing a good job of maintaining this pressure because, I mean, even if you do clear this board, you still have the Gennard coming up. You still have a 3-3 coming up. Still have more minions. So, pretty nice. On the Demon Hunter side, a little more awkward. Would like to see like a skull in hand, maybe more draw or something. Probably going to play the Ildari on 6 for the skull. And like you said, a Chaos Nova probably coming down. And like you said, there's not much to do here other than that.
Yeah. The Laughing Sister might actually be pretty strong here because of its intangibility against Demon Hunter removal spells.
Right, yeah. Decides to hero power and pass. Sword Eater, kind of awkward pickup because you're getting the weapon next turn. But you do have the 3-3. I got the order wrong on the Awakenings, but yeah, 3-3 on board now. Might not want to overcommit. It's probably just like Laughing Sister hero power. I'm not too sure about, or, Bumper Car. But I'm not too sure about overcommitting right now.
Yeah, Rush Warrior will need to space out its threats because it does not have too many of them, I would say.
I do like the ETC here because you get to push 4 extra damage.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
hard
you're not
to
gonna have
find a good time to play it later.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, there's not gonna be too many minions on boards other than the Morgs, and those don't come down very often. Probably gonna see a Chaos Nova coming down.
I think so.
There you go. Full clears. He's at 12 HP, which is a little dangerous, but not much pressure right now for McBanterface.
It's a little dangerous, but there's quite a bit of healing here for the warrior, or for the demon hunter.
Demon Hunter, yeah.
Good positioning on the 3/5.
Yep. I mean, we're talking about GM. He's not gonna mess up the placements. I mean, so
Well, everyone
playing very
messes
well.
up placements eventually, but
Hey, I do all the time, man. I do all the time. Doesn't pick up a skull, gets a glide, but that's a little. I don't know. Philosophy will be nice for more.
I think
Let's pick it
philosophy
up.
will be the choice here.
Yeah. Really unfortunate to just not see much draw this game, or at least a skull.
Yeah, we still got
Mhm.
skulls. We have acrobatics in the deck, and double jump. So
Been seeing
a lot of
of,
draws to keep him sustained in this game.
yeah,
The
been
interesting thing is
seeing- go ahead.
these Moargs are no joke in themselves. They're 4/6s.
Right. You could just play the 4/6s just to have them, especially into Warrior. That'll be nice. But it is a little awkward from the Fellscream Blast with the Laughing Sister in the middle. Gonna go for the Immolation Aura. Thinks about it, decides not to.
It does clear while preserving a minion.
Yeah. I don't think that you're gonna get much better board than this. Maybe decides to go for the heal, which makes sense. The McBanter does. Ooh, that is a huge pickup conditioning. Buff 3 minions. Maybe he plays the bumper car, trades conditioning to buff 2 minions, but that conditioning is pretty massive nonetheless. And then that Troublemaker coming on A is going to be a massive problem for Ufric. So much that I would be saying, "Oh frick!" All right.
Yeah,
No,
I think about that. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sure it's in your Discord quite a bit, hey, Chuck.
I don't think we've said it too much. But
Hey, how to make a joke once? Or how to make that kind of
you gotta
joke
make it once. You gotta make it once.
Hopefully, McBanter faces the banter for. All right, I'm done. Yeah, I'm stretching. Yeah. All right, I'm done. I'd assume conditioning does come down here, though. Yep.
Yeah, I think the question is, do you want to try and bumper car or something as well? I guess not.
Not a long time.
Once again, positioning well.
Yeah, and then this Troublemaker on A is going to be I was going to make another coin joke. Never mind. It's going to be an issue. Let's just say that.
Definitely.
Probably going to want some more heal. The double jump is pretty nice here. Could be getting something. Maybe just play that first to see what you draw. But yeah, this Laughing Sister surprisingly is a big problem.
It's a problem. Yeah.
For Ufric.
I think this is just the fact that no skull has been found, which means Demon Hunter hasn't really gotten to execute its game plan. It's just been kind of stalling.
Right.
Normally, it's not unusual to see a turn 8 lethal come out in this deck.
Yeah, I mean, if you get 1 or 2 skulls going, yeah, you're usually going to see lethal by turn 8, 9, 10. But right now, it's not looking like lethal's going to come anytime soon.
I grow impatient.
You could see Immolation Aura. Interesting. And then perhaps a Fellscream Blast with a Moarg for some life.
Yeah, that is a full clear and some heal. Probably saving the double jump so he can play the outcast on that turn. If he plays it as his last mana, then that becomes kind of awkward.
I am impressed by how well Ufric managed to find a line that doesn't lose to Troublemaker, because it looked like there were a lot of them there.
Right. Now, these Morgs are probably going to stay on board unless.
Well, they may. If they don't, it's a high cost, I think.
Right. So he's not able to go for the Troublemaker on 8 like he wanted to, but
I think he's gonna have to use the Nightmare as well.
yeah, it's quite unfortunate to see. Both players are pretty low cards. I'd say. Ooh, picks up the Acrobats. Nice double jump. That's some huge draw. I was about to say McVentureface does have a little bit more value in his cards, but I stand corrected. Goes for the Acrobats. Can play both of those cards. It's a little annoying to see the Arcanist come down.
I think we have to see both of them come down here just to make sure we don't
Right.
cast out as the Demon Hunter.
Yep.
Still no skulls, and we're at 13 cards left. It's
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. I mean, we're at 11 now, and no skulls. Very
Right, it's
unfortunate.
definitely an unusual circumstance.
Probably just going to see a Troublemaker come down. Samuro's not going to be great.
No,
Right
especially
now.
unbuffed, it doesn't accomplish too much.
Yeah. Does make a nice trade with the 3/3. And if Ufric's able to clear this, I mean, he's in a relatively good spot. Don't think you're taking Glide here.
Chartreuse is not bad. You
Yeah,
could go
this
for a
clears some
very
stuff.
tempo-heavy line. Chartreuse, double Moarg, and the Eye-Beam. Doubling twice, it would do 12, and it would kill the 9/11.
Right. Does he still have Morg in deck? Are these all
I
I
believe
think-
there's still one left. I'm not sure. I'm not certain.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's still one deck.
I think though you
Mhm.
have to go for more of a tempo approach this game because
Right.
it's just not a lot of. You can't just leave the Troublemaker. You'll lose, right?
Yeah. Troublemaker is a big problem when leaving on board, especially even at the stats by himself. The fact that he's generating 3/3s every turn. It's a
Right.
massive problem.
Oh, and they hit face. That doesn't help.
Yep.
Okay, I think he's looking at Eye-Beam on the 9/9 and then the Chartreuse with immunity. This makes a lot of
hits
sense.
twice.
You preserve your Moargs this way.
I mean, at the same time, now he doesn't have much damage to OTK, but I don't think we'll be.
There is still a
Going for that
Fellspring
right now.
Blast.
Yeah. We always have that, but we have used 2 of our I-beams, 1 Fell Scream. I think that's all we get to use. I saw War Glaives. I don't know if you saw the second one. Sword Eater is a 5/8, which is pretty nice for him.
Right.
But, I mean, both players are running out of gas. Ufric does have acrobatics to get a little bit more going. But
If
with him
he
at
goes for
14
the-
health,
It'll be interesting to see if he goes for the swing face or the minion kill here this turn because
right?
Alex
Samuro,
Draza
yeah.
will be representing lethal here very soon.
I'm thinking about what I would go for. I think you just go face here. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, decides to go face. Makes sense. Can you even play a minion here? I mean, that's enough board pressure. Alright, decides to go for a playmaker for some extra damage. He is threatening lethal next turn. 8. Yep.
Oh, Throwglaive, a big pickup here.
Oh yeah, that is massive. 3 damage there. Draws 2 cards, gets a skull. Is he able to clear this 5/8 though? I mean, he can, but he's wasting a lot of resources.
3/5. If you do the Arcanist, you can clear. You could also play a Moarg. Either one would work. I think it'll probably be the Moarg. We'll see.
decides to drop the Arcanist. Instead, does a full clear at 11 health. Alex
Alex
draws
at any
it
point
off
would
the
be
top.
game
Come on.
over.
GM always draws it. I mean, that's still a pretty good draw. Troublemaker is pretty massive.
I think that might be good enough.
Yeah, that'll do the trick. Probably, yeah, that 1-1. Yeah, I don't know if you want to bank on the 3/3s hitting that 1/1, especially with the spell damage. It's the same trade again. It's like deja vu. Exact thing happened. Man, it's almost like it always happens, but Illidan or whatever is Il'gynoth is one of the last 3 cards, which
He
is
is
unfortunate.
as a
And a
skull.
skull, yeah.
And-
Man, this has
and,
not
uh,
been a lucky game for Ufric.
The last 3 cards are
And his Fell Scream, I think.
Fell Scream, Il'gynoth, and Skull. Not
Wow,
ideal.
that is unfortunate. And I don't think he's gonna play any of these skulls since it's such low cards on hand.
The 6/8
mean-
just represents game over on its own without substantial
Yeah.
healing here. And I don't think substantial healing is a possibility.
I think this is GG's. What? He draws skull, yeah. It's
Yeah.
over.
So here we go, people.
With the Il'gynoth bottom 3, he faces defeat. But we'll see. It's this series has been a stories of floundering by both Token Druid and Demon Hunter. Not finding the cards that actually win games. We'll see which one can actually execute a game plan in this next match for Game 5.
Who's the luckier player? Welcome to Hearthstone.
So here we go, people. We got THL's Game 5.
Game 5. Always wanted to do that.
So far, we've had Il'gynoth on the far left and Il'gynoth at the very bottom. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
Let's see if we get him in the middle.
Throwglaive a keep. Pretty reasonable because
Right,
whiteboards
right.
tend to happen.
Does have studies in hand, which
Immolation
nice.
Aura, a great pickup as well.
Don't
Soul of
think
the
you're
Forest
playing-
is an important card in this matchup, and it has been found.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty nice. Probably just gonna see, I guess, the weight. Has a pretty nice hand right now. So
I think less is more likely on 2, but it's very likely to be the same as well.
Yeah, most of the time your cards are 2 mana. You probably go for the lower just because you want to draw something lower. If you're drawing something higher, it's not gonna be too great. Oh,
still-
that really sucks. I'll let you know. The card he drew, he guessed less and drew Fungal Fortunes. But I mean, that is coming up next at 3 mana. So
Well, yeah, that's a very good one to
let's
play
see
on
if
turn
I
3.
was lying. There you go.
I don't think he'd be too disappointed about getting that one wrong unless it draws only
Yeah, yeah.
Gibberlings.
Ooh, that is very nice. Holy, the Glowfly Swarm is going to be insane next turn. If
Yeah.
you innervate, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 2/2s. But I mean, he does have the Immolation Aura. It's going to be a little bit annoying. Maybe he goes for a little bit greedier play and decides not to play it. Try to get a Soul Forest or +1 to all. Power of the Wild.
I don't think you can expect too much to come of a Glowfly Swarm here because
Yeah.
Immolation Aura and Chaos Nova are both present. But maybe it's just your only chance here. You just have to try, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he just like guidance or like he just didn't play it, but
You could do with
At
a
the same
Solar Eclipse
time-
Thorn Growth. Just try and build a little board.
yeah, in my opinion, I think that's the better play just because you know he's going to have the clear for it. You might as well go for a greedier play, especially into OTK, Demon Hunter. So I get that play 100%. It's a philosophy, which is pretty nice to
That's a nice draw.
play.
We'll see if he wants to use Throwglaive here. Probably can afford to save it.
Yeah, probably saves it here. Yeah, probably saves it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Probably just passes.
Wants to put a point of damage into this to make it easier to remove if it's relevant.
Oh, then that's what I meant. There comes the Power of the Wild, which is pretty huge. Oh, Well, I don't think you did this turn just because you've kind of, well, you can still buff some stuff. So pretty nice.
The
think
Narian
it's
Ward
just
and Alignment are
Narian
both
Ward.
reasonable against combo DH. Celestial Element a lot
Oh,
better
yes.
against Demon Hunter than
That
it
is
is against
true.
Priest.
Yeah, you did make a massive point. Alignment kind of wins the game. I mean,
Well, I wouldn't go
well,
so far as
Skull-
to say that, but
yeah, it doesn't win the game, but
that
It
feels
is
to me
pretty
like
nice.
a premature Soul of the Forest because I just don't know about this one because that's such a powerful card for making sure that Demon Hunter can't clear 2 boards, right?
yeah. Yeah, I maybe would have hope to use it on like a wider board, like maybe Glowfy, and then Soul of the Forest. But he's at 6 mana, 7, 8. He's not able to do it next turn, but he'd be able to do it in 2 turns, and that'd be a pretty rough time for OTK Demon Hunter. Does manage to clear here, and now the Soul of the Forest isn't too great.
Although I
He's
think a
overloaded
buffed
from the-
Immolation, or if you don't buff the Glowflies as well,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
would
I
work
think
for-
it's key that you buff the Glowflies here. I think you might go for it here. Glowfly, Innervate, or Bloom. Next turn he's on. Oh, okay, that's fair. He decides to go for Pride Fury. I didn't even see that.
that makes a lot of sense. It's
And
the
now it's
stronger
kind of
of the
hard for
buffs.
this.
Well, it
I
still
mean-
doesn't. The Talented Arcanist and the Immolation Orb will still clear it just fine.
Right.
And you can't do
mean,
the
next-
Moarg, but I think that's okay.
Yeah, if he's able to full clear here, it's gonna be a little awkward from McBanter. Just because you're overloaded, you can't really play anything other than like a Power of the Wild. Does a full clear. Could like Solar Eclipse Power of the Wild for 2/3/2s, but
I don't think we're
it's a
gonna see that
very
happen.
awkward spot. Yeah, probably just pass.
I think it's too underwhelming to go for that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I
You
think
think
he
on-
agrees.
You think next turn he's gonna go for alignment or the ward? I say the ward, but I'm not.
I think
too
we're going to
sure.
see the Cenarian Ward before alignment.
Yeah.
I expect a hero power face into equip Eldrachi. But he might also be considering a Tempo Morg line.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to a Tempo Morg.
I don't think we'll see that. It's something that Ufric likes to do a lot in his games. He plays a lot of combo Demon Hunter. Decide he wants to damage. I think that's reasonable. We're getting to the point where Il'gynoth off the top would be very close to lethal, right? So
Right. Yeah, I'm no OTK Demon Hunter player, so don't expect me to count it out.
mhm.
We always have trouble. Anybody that casts a Demon Hunter OTK has a little bit of trouble doing the maths on it, but you play it enough, you know.
Yeah.
Force
Yeah,
of
I'm-
Nature represents some much needed minion generation, I think.
Yeah, it does do the trick, and it'll be 4 mana, so would be opposed to it. I don't think Ironbark is great here. I mean, unless you want a
Interesting choice.
Cenarian Ward and then Ironbark, whatever the 8 thing is.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree on that play completely,
No.
but I see I understand why he wanted the 7/9 or taunt and more stats immediately, rather than Power of the Wild. Probably was a little bit more awkward. Gets the skull off the top, which is very nice. Another skull. I mean, you're at 10 cards, so you can't
Yeah,
really
I don't
do that.
I don't think
unless
we're
you
gonna
drop
see it
everything.
this turn.
You could.
You could play Talented Arcanist and then the Eye Beam or no, that doesn't quite work.
Yeah, because the studies gets you more cards than IB. Yeah, it's a little awkward.
I think we are going to see an Eye Beam come down on the 7/9.
And he probably next turn will be able to play the skull anyways once he plays the card on the right. If he does empty his hand out a little bit more, but I doubt he'll be wanting more draw right now. Really, just fishing for the Il'gynoth.
Mhm.
But once again, I mean, 13 cards, no Il'gynoth. Quite unfortunate.
Interesting choice. I don't know. This seems like a mistake.
Yeah, a little awkward. Leaves 1 health up. Not sure if that was his plan, but it's alright. It happens. Does pick up Gibberling, which is very, very, very nice, especially with the 7-1 still up. You can play Gibberling, Solar Eclipse, Power of the Wild. I mean, you can Lunar Eclipse. You can play everything, really. I mean, you Gibberling, Lunar Eclipse, Solar Eclipse, Power of the Wild, Power of the Wild. I think
Yeah,
that-
I do expect to see just all of the buffs come down here.
Yeah, I was just thinking if you would go for 2 3/2s instead of the buffs, but you have enough board generation for it. Goes for the Celestial, which, I mean, he gets a full clear.
This is
here.
interesting, but what part of makes it good is that the Fellscream Blast can't both kill the dangerous Gibberling and the 7-1.
Right. I think he's just still tries to kill the dangerous 1/1 over the dangerous 7/1.
I
What are
think
your
the
thoughts?
7-1 is too big. I think that has to go.
Okay, that's
As
fair.
upsetting as it is.
I mean, well, yeah. Let's say you do leave the 1/1 up. You only have 1 mana and you can only do one thing. So yeah, I get that. Does get a adorable infestation, which is really nice for this 1/1. But I think for the Demon Hunter, it's gonna be over, or it's gonna be over for the Druid, in my opinion.
I think so as well. We have to get to the skull eventually. I don't, maybe not, because the combo pieces are all 1 mana, so we're not that far off from Il'gynoth just ending the game.
Yeah.
We'll have to see throw between. The most important thing is that this 1/1 dies with the spell burst. As long as that happens, there's a lot of options for how to approach this. I don't know if the other Fellscream Blast is reasonable to use here, though. I feel like the answer is
Yeah.
probably not.
I like Throglaive here. Cleaves
think
2
this makes
minions.
sense.
He's not gonna generate enough to kill you. Glowfire Swarm is all right here. You get
Oh,
3
wow,
minions.
that's
but
powerful.
You can Solar Eclipse. Well. Yeah, I think you just Glowfire
I think we'll see
Swarm.
the
That
Power
is
of the
very
Wild
nice,
on
though.
it.
And the Power of the Wild. Yeah, that's pretty nice top deck.
There are still 2 AoEs left in the deck, though, for Druid here.
And there's one of them.
Of course.
And
the
there
big
we hit
draw.
one of them.
There's the Chaos Nova. I play without hesitation. Don't even think about it. But yeah, I gotta think about the play.
I think that we've seen both players. The biggest difference to me between watching a Pro Series match at this skill level and some of the lower Legacy or Hero Seeds is that these players really take their time. They think through every iteration before they jam a card, and we're
Right,
really
right.
seeing that.
Yeah, I love to see that here. Not so much when I'm facing Priest and Ladder.
Yeah, very true.
You
And it
think-
looks like Combo DH does have this one on lock. I don't know
Yeah,
if there's
this-
lethal this turn, but it's coming up very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's what I was
Let's
just going to
see,
ask if you think McBanterface has got a read that things are about to get pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
think
sure.
He
Is-
waits a
is this
turn.
lethal?
Let's see. 1/1.
I think we're 1 mana off on this before to get to 32, because it's just not going to be enough right
yeah,
now.
you need 1 mana because you're able to play all the minions for 4 mana, but
You're not able to
not
play
able
the
to
Fell
spell.
Scream. So I think we'll just see Illidari studies, honestly.
I mean, unfortunately, the Ildaris, not everything costs 1, but philosophy is very nice here.
I think we might just see a Moarg come down as well. At this point, you don't need them all, so just
Right.
play one of them now.
Probably
He's
the 4,
not going
6.
anywhere. Decides he wants some cards. Fair enough. Drawing the rest of his deck.
Yep. McMantraface is going to pull some miracle, not rogue, to win
20,
this match.
27 left for McBanterface.
Looking
So
for
into
nature spells here.
studies.
Maybe some huge armor gain can get him out of this, but the Moarg on board would probably not. Oh,
That
okay.
Lunar Eclipse is
Fix the
pretty
Lunar
huge.
Eclipse. I think it's still lethal though at this point.
Yeah, let's hear. double.
Never
plus
draws two cards. Guess the weight at post
Yeah.
alignment is not the strongest.
Again.
Draws Giverling, unfortunate. Man, that card back looks though.
Wow. So you got Innervate. Must have got Innervate again. Nope.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're all 1 mana. So
True,
guess
true,
the
true.
weight is it's just not very good.
That's true.
Yeah. And I just plays everything.
Finds the lethal line, and that makes a victory. 3-2.
Wow, 36 damage. Close match. You know, we were talking about this on Tavern Talk, and I was talking about the matchup between McBanterface and Ufric, and then MMW and and Liquid Ox. And if they were to have their matches, I was saying I find it highly unlikely that both McBanterface and Liquid Ox is gonna both win their matches. I feel like one person is gonna go down, and we saw it here. It was a very close match, 3-2. The control lists were very nice into McBanterface's decks. Token Druid, kind of a weak bring here. I mean, it was.
I don't
Yeah,
think
go
he
ahead.
was expecting the full control lineup out of
Right,
this year.
right. But I mean, I don't know. When I was looking at like the team and like they're playing against top washers or whatever, I can't even get the team name. But in terms of looking at the previous weeks and analyzing what they've done over the couple weeks, I had like even without even Azure my opponent, I've said they are playing like anti decks like control counter lists. So I wouldn't play anything that be too dangerous into this menacing team.
Well, I think our strength as a team is just changing things up every week and countering and bringing something new every week. And I think we caught them off guard here a little bit with the rollover. They thought they were safe with the 4 best decks basically, and it turns out that they weren't quite. But that was quite a way to end that match, 3-2, extremely close. After we saw both Demon Hunter and Druid just completely fall flat. At the end, the Demon Hunter was the better deck when it misses.
Hello, Frick. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
What are your thoughts right now? Sweaty, yeah, jittery. Well, how are you feeling?
My thoughts were, I really came close to just like having combo DH just lose to itself 3
Yep.
games.
You're talking about that. Really.
Those are some really tough hands. I
Yeah.
was definitely sweating dealing with those.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it Il'gynoth, like on the left, blocking that skull in the first game, being one of the last in the next game, and then being one of the last again in the next game. So yeah, it was pretty awkward hands, and you managed to make it work in the third game. And yeah. Jack, do you have anything to add?
No, my question is, I was just my biggest disappointment in your play, I think it was very clean throughout, was you saw him make that Kazaka's Golem in game 1, and you didn't play the Mutinous. And it almost fell apart from there. You managed to shut things down, but it looked at one point like he was going to board lock you for a little bit. Walk me through your thoughts going into that end game in the Rogue and Warrior game.
Yeah, so I can't. So I thought, basically, I thought he had 2 discounted cards. I messed up hand tracking a little bit. I thought he had, he was at the end of the secret passage. He had 2 discounted cards, so I was kind of worried about maybe getting bursted from I think 20 was what I was worried about. Ultimately, that just like wasn't even possible. I think it's just a miscalculation on my part. So I was just trying to be as safe as possible into like somehow him getting Alex and then double Wicked Stab. I don't know why. I was just playing very, very safe there, I think. I think what I ended up playing there exactly is Enzoth, right? I think that was the turn. Or am I misremembering?
4 frozen minions with the Zoth at the end.
Or no, that was after.
No, he must have already had the Enzoth, because I think you played like the rushers. You played 2 5-drops instead. The mech in the draw, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So that was a different turn then. Yeah, I was a little mixed up. Basically, the way I function with that deck at that point. I mean, like I figure the Mutinous can miss very easily, so I just didn't think it was that good. The way I function with that deck is if I see a good chance to play Scrap Golem, I play it, and that seemed like the best chance. Scrap Golem, as you guys might know, best card. So if I have a solid opportunity to play it, I try and weave it in there to sort of make me healthier and also just be slightly defensive without just being really low tempo.
Mhm.
Now,
I think it was just a different prioritization rather than trying to hit the golem with the mutinous.
and then one question I want to get through real quick. What was your thought process in bringing this shaman? I just want to talk about the shaman deck. I know it got banned. First off, what was your thought process when you saw the ban of the shaman, which we didn't expect, by the way? But the shaman, we do understand though why. But what was your thought process after seeing the shaman ban, and what was your ideas and what were you trying to go for with bringing this deck and the cards in it?
Yeah. So I don't know if Heat Shock has touched on it a little bit, but it was brought up in Tavern Talk. We're a very counter-heavy team.
Yep.
So Valdis and Heat Shock sort of built this shaman to help just hard target the token druid, because that's ultimately what the goal of the lineup was. My job was sort of building this warrior for us to sort of even things out, have a deck that's going to be pretty good into rogue and control warrior, or not control warrior but rush warrior. So we really were just trying to hard counter the token druid and make sure that there's absolutely no way that can sneak by us. So we built the shaman to just have as much clear as possible while not being too bad, right? I was really surprised by the ban. I think what it comes down to is there's Magtheridon high rolls in there.
Right.
Just playing Magtheridon on 4 and then doing a Lightning Storm the following turn usually gets there against Rush. And if you do it quick enough, say on like turn 5 with a Perpetual Flame against Rogue, it'll also get there. It's like the most high variance. I mean, other than Combo DH, I'd say it's the most high variance deck that we had in the lineup. So I think he just wanted to avoid the high rolls. Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to.
I do think it was a pretty good bring with what McBanterface brought. I mean, we like you said, we talked about it in Tavern Talk, and Hyper Horizon does bring a lot of standard, though good meta decks. And then your team does like to bring counters, so I felt like they would have a problem, like with the token druid. He did have a really big problem trying to get it past all these control lists. So you guys did play very well in you playing good in general, and then bring pretty good deck lists and thinking that through. So that was pretty smart of you guys.
I did have one question. In the priest game, could you walk me through your choice of dragon from that studies?
Oh man, I assumed you would
Let's play.
immediately explain that.
He did.
I did.
Okay. Yeah. See a Brightwing, pick a Brightwing. That is actually the worst Brightwing I've ever seen. Yasiel is Yasiel is so bad. Oh my, that. But usually Brightwing is a little champ for me. Sometimes it'll just give me a random Kazakus. It's given me extra Samuros before. It's just an easy rule I like to live by.
Okay.
See a Brightwing, pick a Brightwing. You don't even have to think about all the variants, like what legendaries would be good. You just see it, you pick it.
You run
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's immediate.
that was-
I was just going to say that's immediately what Heat Shock said, but
Yeah.
congrats on the win, and now you can breathe easy, and your teammates have to put some work in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good luck for the rest of your season in the team.
MMW is also playing a GM right now, so it's going to be a tough week. But starting off with a win is certainly great.
Exactly.
So, thanks for hopping on.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ufric. Take care, man.
Take care.
So our next match, we got a legacy match with Automated Button and Jammies. So Automated Button representing STD and Jammies representing Hot Zilf. So what do you guys think of the bans are in? You surprised about the bans after you guys want to go through the classes real quick?
Yep, I haven't pulled up Automated Button Jammies. Hold up. All right, so we have jammies with Demon Hunter, Priest, Shaman, Warrior, and Automated Button with Druid, Priest, Rogue, and Shaman. I'm actually surprised to see both bring Shaman. Not surprised to see both bring a Priest.
I think
Now,
the biggest
yeah, go
surprise
ahead.
here is certainly the lack of Warrior from Automated Button, because
Yeah, I was about to say.
we're well familiar with the power of that class right now, especially with the Priest ban. And that leans me to think that perhaps it's not going to be a Priest ban from Button. But I don't know the answer yet, so I'm excited to find out.
All right. I will get the players going here. So for our viewers, we have Automated Button that's going to be at the bottom of the screen. First to spectate for our casters with Jamie's hanging at the top.
Okay, hold up.
Let me know if you don't
Jamie's
have
at
the
the
players.
top, correct?
Yes. You got
All right, just make
Jamie's
sure.
Jamie's BattleNet or no?
Adding them now.
I do not have jammies myself either.
Jam-
So I'm
Jamie's
working
is
through the
is
technical difficulties.
1990. So Jamie's 1990.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I just
Going
sounded
quickly
Jammies.
between matches here.
yeah.
Button.
It's all good.
I mean, if they get started, I'll be able to spectate Button, but
Yeah, I'm all ready. Do we know what the bans are for each
Yep.
player?
So automated automated's Druid is banned, and Jamie's is Priest
That's
is
fair.
banned.
So
yeah, I got to ban Priest.
he banned Priest even without the Warrior. That's interesting. So I'm excited to see it. Maybe it's maybe it was not a Clown Druid then, but yeah, the Shaman might be a little bit less Doomhammery perhaps. If
All right, I
there's
have
no
both
Priest to
added.
deal with.
Cool. So I just told the players they can rock and roll. So we have Automated Button bringing Priest, Rogue, and Shaman, with Jamie's bringing DH, Shaman, and Warrior.
I wonder if we'll get to see some Control Warrior. I've been casting on Thursdays with Nice Jewish Owl, and we've been disappointed to have it banned every time it's come up.
Yeah,
But
I
saw
always
that
want
in
to see the
chat.
Control Warrior.
All right. So we're just waiting for some eyeballs to pop up on our screen.
Eyeballs are on my screen.
There's Automated Button.
Spectated. Yeah, I'm waiting for jammies.
Jammies I cannot spectate, but I'm looking at the opening hand of a Elemental Shaman out of Automated Button.
Oh, Ice has popped online.
Oh,
right, I'm
yep,
able to
I
see
see
both.
it.
All right, we're good to go. We got a Rush Warrior and Elemental Shaman. I think the Rush Warrior is favored here.
It is extremely favored, I would say. Surprised there's no
60,
Control Warrior.
40.
But yeah, this is a very tough one because while Elemental Shaman certainly has a decent early and mid game, the late game power to control the board from Warrior is pretty oppressive, I would say.
Mhm.
And without a lot of reach, the Shaman probably won't get over the finish line.
Just to add
But
a
a
little.
strong curve here from the Shaman.
Yeah, very strong curve. I'm not entirely sure about the ETC bring on the Rush Warrior, just because you're playing to Druid, Rogue, Shaman. I mean, you got Priest. It's not a terrible bring, but usually if I know I'm going to a lot of aggro, I'm not going to bring ETC. I can see why it'll bring some extra damage.
Well, interestingly, I think ETC can be a valuable tool for finishing off decks if you don't want it to go too late, especially against if it's a
Right.
combo Demon Hunter or Death Rattle. Sometimes you just want that extra damage. But Gaia Worm on 2, just cleaning up that 2-3.
Yeah, and
And
then he
now-
does have this Serpent Shrine. Man, that is Serpent Shrine Portal to have a very nice curve.
Right.
An unfortunate Crab Rider into the 3-2. I mean, you do clear a 3-2, but would love to see some more tempo from the Rush Warrior. Picks up the Instructor Fireheart, which is massive. Pretty sure I said massive and huge, like probably 20 times today.
Well, it's certainly nice because this Shaman hand is very low on resources right now. He's really hoping that this early minion pressure wins the game.
All right. Does get a 3-4 off the portal, which is pretty nice.
It's not the best to
Frolic
play
is gonna
Jandis when you
see-
can't use any of the cards, but we might see it come down just for the board pressure and discovery here.
Yeah.
Automated Button feels like he needs the value and just going to hero power instead. The hero power taunt totem is actually fantastic here because it prevents this bumper car parade leader play that I think Jammies was trying to pull off.
Does pick up the Warmaul Challenger, which is pretty nice.
I think we will see the Warmaul Challenger come down here. Parade leader just doesn't make any sense if there's a 3/4. The question will be, what does it hit? And I think that hitting the 3/4 is the most defensive option, perhaps, because it will kill it at the cost of your own 3-drop.
Yeah, I mean, Jammies is already at 18 health, so.
Right. The upside of this line, though, is that it enables the bumper car to die on the following turn,
Right.
which is very nice for this parade leader.
Whack-A-Mole's very nice pickup. It could just tempo the Lily Pad Lurker for a 5/6, but I think he just goes for the hammer here.
We just have to try and end the game here as Shaman, because I think, as I mentioned at the beginning, if Rush Warrior gets to the late game, it's kind of over. And another taunt totem picked up.
Oh,
This
well,
is
what this
really
like?
bad.
25% times 25%.
Luckily, the Fiery War Axe can kill it and enable the trading to happen into the rest of the board, but it's definitely an unfortunate use of the War Axe because he probably didn't want to swing into a totem here.
Right. At least you can Parade Leader, play one, play another. Full clear. Well, still having a pretty nice board.
Right, we're seeing the stage of the game where Warrior starts to assert itself over the opponent, and unfortunately for Warrior, it's got the 3 heaviest curve cards in its hand, and it's going to rely on a top deck to have a good following turn.
Just to add a little note,
Fireheart,
if Automated Button wins this game, that seals it the deal for the standard THL degenerates for winning.
holy
One
wait.
game it doesn't even have to be a match; it's just one game.
This game. If Automated Button wins
This
3
series.
games,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it looks like they've won the finals then, if it's that case.
because they
But,
had 2 players that are already at 3-1, 3-2. I think that's what the.
Wait, I haven't even been paying attention to this. This is massive. I mean, Sheep won, Python won, and Corden lost.
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah, it
above,
is
that's why.
6 points to 9. Haha.
Right. And now the Warrior Hero Power is going to start staving off any burn damage. So Automated Button is going to need to finish this quickly. He's got the Lightning Bolt. He just needs one more point here to finish it off. And he finds it.
Wow.
Closing out the game here. I'm sure he's not going to miss this lethal. Please don't play the Runic Carvings. Oh no.
no.
He's hovering it. He's hovering it.
Nah, he's showing. He's showing. You know he's gonna do it. Oh, well. He wants to go for the BM, right? This is just a BM play. Makes sense.
I don't
And
know about
then-
this one. This is a problem.
You know, I was like, you know, what? I'm just gonna message him to
Oh,
just.
I guess
to
no,
do
it
the
was.
right play,
It would have
but-
been one off with just the lightning bolts, but
Yeah.
we needed to play something better than overloading. And now the warrior's just out of range, right? 9 health is. It's too much unless there's a damage card here.
Yeah, it doesn't have the spell damage totem, so he's not able to get there. Yeah, he was one off lethal, which is quite unfortunate.
I would prefer to see the Sword Eater in the hero power here as the warrior. As tempting as Troublemaker is, I don't think you can afford to die to
I mean, you could play
triple
some
burn spells.
you could play some riders along with
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Parade
I
leader, so
think that you can
is a
seize
very
board
nice play.
control without the Troublemaker. I don't know why we would... Okay, trading our... Okay, he wants to go for the Troublemaker. This does leave Automated Button with a chance to win the game he would not normally have.
Right. I mean, this Troublemaker does pose a massive threat, though, and he'll be able to
Age match, that's lethal.
next turn.
Are we gonna... Okay, there's a missed lethal. He had 9 damage. This time it was lethal
Yeah,
because it's
weapon.
always going to draw the 3 damage he needed.
I mean, he might be running Doomhammer though in this, and have like a hybrid
well, I think
but-
Doomhammer also would have been the line there.
2, 5. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Um,
Yeah, either way, it's lethal, but still going for the BM play. You know, we gotta assert
Right.
your dominance.
I think we're gonna have to see Alex Straza here. It makes more sense to shoot the minion than your face, although it's still lethal again. We do need to play a taunt or something here. there needs to be protection of the face is the most important thing about this
I
turn.
do like Sword Eater here. Wouldn't be opposed to Alexing your own face.
Troublemaker would result in death. You could do a Sword Eater line, trade the 3/3s into this 5/6, and then play some small minions to kill off the Arid Stormer. You could even swing the weapon into it because the breakpoint actually works out just fine.
Right.
As long as you hero power here. I would have liked to see the Warmaul Challenger bump into that rather than killing off our Crab Rider.
Well, now automated button will not be able to get lethal.
He does not have a lethal out at this point.
Well, at least now he can't miss it. No, I'm kidding. But he can't play the Vapor Cage Match Custodian, draw a weapon, play the weapon, get some more damage online. He's not in a terrible spot, but this is relatively bad.
Right, I think at this point it's on Jammies to lose the game because he should have complete control here. Whether he wants to play Alexstrasza or Troublemaker, either one should win the game.
But in considering whether he wants to swing into the 2/5, maybe lightning bolt it or just pass, but yeah, decides to go for the lightning bolt.
I think killing the taunt is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and does give you a 1/1 buff, so.
I think any of the lines in this play, as long as we don't Alexstrasza the opponent. At this point,
we're kind of far
it's
ahead,
very
so.
visible how much damage the Shaman should have. With this weapon up, he doesn't. Now he knows he has to play around the Whack and Null.
Must be way.
I do like that Jammies is taking his time here. I think we saw the biggest difference between this series and the one before was the pace of play is very drastically different because Ufric and McBanterface were roping multiple turns, and Automated Button and Jammies were kind of just flinging cards the last few, and there have been both missed lethals and missed prevention of lethals from either side. I think the defense of Alexstrasza is coming out.
Yeah, decides to go for that. Trades the Rider with Rush into 2/1. Probably goes face here, yep.
And at this point, 15 health is just entirely too much for Shaman to burn down.
Yep. Does pick up a Dunk Tank. That's 3, 2, 9. Still not enough. Could probably just go full face and try to go for a top deck lethal next turn.
Rukon or the 3/2 spell damages in this deck, I doubt it. But those would be potential outs for damage. I think we're going to see a hero power coming out. So there shouldn't be any spell in the game that can actually deal damage through the hero power.
Right.
I think Automated
Seems
Button
like
has
Jem's
a
gonna
contract with the Taunt Totem.
On him again, it's been
yeah, you do make a fair point, yeah. Besides the full trade, I don't know how I feel about the
I think that
he's
just
at
makes
5
sense.
health. Yeah,
You have to prevent your
Oh,
because there's
yeah,
no
that would've
spells
been-
in the game. I guess potentially a top deck Alexstrasza from Shaman would do it.
Yeah,
I don't know
have
if that's
seen
in his
that in
deck.
like a Vicious Syndicate list, but that was a while ago.
But 5 and 3 is a very big difference against Shaman. So fitting that hero power in
yeah.
and potentially eliminating any sources of damage was the most important line there.
Right.
And at Rush Warrior getting through shouldn't be a huge shock. Again, Warrior the second strongest of the classes in Standard.
Yep, agreed. I'm not entirely sure about not bringing Rush Warrior. I think in this meta, personally, bringing Warrior is just 100% necessary, in THL at least. Then like Priest, Druid, maybe Rogue. But I mean, the 3 key classes right now is Warrior, Priest, and Druid. And not bringing those, unless you're bringing a counter lineup, is kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage. So I hope Button does have a plan here, maybe with a counter lineup, some unorthodox decks ready to go. All right, are we gonna see a Death Rattle Demon Hunter or OTK? We're gonna see Death,
Death
Rattle,
Rattle.
Demon Hunter.
I think this is a very close matchup, and I would personally give the Shaman the edge here. I think it has the... Unless Demon Hunter hits its powerful 2-drop, the Shaman will probably snowball the early game a little bit harder and find its way into a victory. Oh, and this is quite the hand to do it
Oh
with.
wow, yep, that is the hand to get that early pressure.
The weapon is very strong. If it can pull the 2-mana 3/2, that could snowball and defeat this early Shaman board. But this is strong for sure. I wonder if we'll see the Wailing before the Kindling.
I don't entirely agree on saving your swing here because you're really gonna want to get that.
Yeah, you really
draw.
need a Dominion.
Misplay.
And you can coin Primal Dungeoneer next turn for some pretty nice pressure, unless he draws something else, or just considers a hero power and then play the card. On the Demon Hunter side, though, a little clunky of a hand. This would have been a lot nicer if we maybe drew a Death Rattle that was 2 mana or below. But
I think this is a very
Fortunately,
heads-up
it's not
play
the
from
case.
Jammies. The choice to hit this 1/1, knowing that the Fell Screamer can come down next turn. I think that was very smart, because the 1/2 itself isn't as much of a threat as the Wailing Vapor is. Going for a Taunt Totem, or Healing Totem, either one here is very strong, because now this Wailing is not going to die.
all right, gets the 3/3 down. Side's still not to swing.
I think we're going to see a Serpent Shrine portal
Ooh,
here.
Yeah, that portal is a very nice draw. Probably might want to go for a little bit more draw, but I do like the portal for that early pressure and able to clear that 3/3. Though that those minions coming out might be an issue for Button.
Well, if it pulls the... either one can be Lightning Bolted and cleared. If you just coin the Lightning Bolt on this, trade the 1/1s. Oh, he decides not to. I would have liked to see coin Lightning Bolt there. But it's alright. I think this Earth... He's kind of looking at what am I going to do turn 4. Coin Earth Revenant is certainly a powerful option.
Agreed.
At this point, though, since he's been holding the swing, we have Raging Fell Screamer into a turn 6 Ildari. I think that's going to be the path that Demon Hunter will go for here.
Right. I mean,
And
that
holding
is,
back on the draw.
yeah, that is a very strong play for the Demon Hunter. Being a little bit more methodical this turn about what his next play will be in his game plan for the game, which I do appreciate.
I grow impatient.
Might have been a little bit more interesting if we did see the new big Demon Hunter list going around. Saw that. But just decided to go for the Raging Fell Screamer, which makes sense. Ildari Inquisitor going to come down on 6. Pretty good. Yeah, like, all right, turn on 5.
I think we will see the coin Earth Revenant here.
Decides to go for the Dungeoneer instead. They got a Smork. Smork. Maybe it would have been nicer to maybe trade into the 3/2 and then trade with the Kindling, then heal for 1, but I do like the full face play as well. Does make for some good trades from the Demon Hunter here.
I don't necessarily like how slow Jammies is taking this game and how defensive he is, because I think the longer it goes, the more Shaman takes control.
Right.
I think we'll see a Lightning Bolt here on this 2/3 and a trade with the 1/2.
Yeah, very nice trades. Oh, decides not to.
I
Probably
think
wants to save that for face, maybe.
this is going to get kind of torn apart by this turn 6 Ildari.
And now that weapon that he's been saving finally gets the full use. Maybe he just saw this play, foresaw this play by millions of turns ahead.
I guess, yeah, this is
He's able
alright.
to clear it, but Demon Hunter is able to put a little bit more pressure. Does have the
Oh, that
N'Zoth,
is a
but-
3-drop though.
All right.
Exactly what you
what
would
is
wanna
this
see.
cheating? What
Man,
is this
Man Crick's
cheating?
wife ain't getting out on a 4-7. Come on.
Yeah. Kind of sad to see Vengeful Spirit not see play in these lists. Just because I thought it was a cool card at first, but it is. Oh, well, it picks it up anyways. But I do feel like it's a little bit too slow for the list. But I find it a very cool card. The nice purple background, but more on the game itself. Might drop the Fel Ratter. What else? The Razor Board could be nice to just get that Fel Ratter down anyways. Has a nice
I like
turn
the
9
I
in
beam
N'Zoth.
the most. I think the I beam is
Oh.
the best at protecting you until you get to N'Zoth, and you probably win from there.
Yeah, I
Um,
honestly just skipped that card. I was like, oh, I didn't even see that. But yeah, the false I beam does look very nice.
I think it does the same thing as the Fel Rattler, but the Fel Rattler can also be a minion later. So let's use the I
Right,
beam
yeah.
now.
I like the I beam more because you can get the Razor Board to get the Fel Ratter out. So I do prefer the I beam play. Decides to put the Fel Ratter down. Which is nice because you do clear a little bit more minions, but
Probably Fire Elemental here. Well, we should play Wailing Vapor first, right? At this point, I don't know what we would be saving it for.
right.
I'm
So
always a
just
little bit
if you heard the
concerned
play.
when I see coin being held just quite so long.
Right. Sometimes it can be kind of useless.
I wonder if it could have been played earlier in a strong way. Not that this is a terrible use, but it's not exactly a power spike.
Yeah.
Virtues with the I-beam probably coming down. Good positioning though from automated button, making sure
Right, I
that
was about
the
to mention, yeah.
2/3 is protected.
Hmm.
And you get Stormer and Lilypad to kind of come back in with the Elementals played. So
This is a little bit of a slower version of the Thrall Demon Hunter with Talon and Carthus. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alar in this list.
Yeah, Talon is a card that we've seen fall out of favor a little bit.
Yeah,
It's certainly strong when you pull it for free, but just paying for it is
right.
yeah.
And now, Jemmies does have a nice turn 9. That might be a problem for Button here. Even though he does
Yeah,
have some very nice pressure coming up. I would have liked to see... Oh, wait, never mind. It has Rush anyways. I was going to say attack first, but... I'm
The
smart.
thing is, this N'Zoth doesn't make too huge a board. I believe it's just
Yeah.
a Quillbore and the Inquisitor.
Yep. I mean, the Inquisitor is still pretty nice, but... It's
But
not,
it
as
can't
big
attack face this turn if you play it on turn 9. You have to play it here because it's too weak to not play it. But there's also the Beast.
Yep.
That's pretty good then. I think that Dunk Tank and Lightning Bolt will clear up this board really effectively. Is the only unfortunate thing.
Oh, does have Alex in his list. Would have been
Yeah,
nice
that
last game.
really would have been powerful last game.
Yeah.
Do we start with Primal Dungeoneer? I don't think Alex is. the
I think
logical
you always
line.
start with I think you always start with the Dungeoneer and then see what you get. And then we're probably gonna see the Dunk Tank being played this turn.
Where would the best place to put the Dunk Tank be?
That is a good question. I mean,
I don't think
maybe,
maybe. Can you? I don't think you can push it face. It has to be on a minion. Maybe the 5/7.
yeah, I would say the 5/7 and then the Rush Minion double trades.
You still have to put the Lightning Bolt into it. It's the only downside.
Yeah. Decides to go face. It's gonna leave the 5/5 up. Oh, it's almost as if you heard me.
Yeah, I think we missed 4 damage to remove a 5/5. That sounds worth it to me. Especially when they're at 29.
Let's get the full clear off.
And now, Shaman isn't super happy about being as low as 16, but with 2 of the 3 Eldari Inquisitors that can be played gone, I don't think it's super likely that he'll die from damage alone. The Demon Hunter will need to develop a board lead.
Yeah, we're both back to pretty low hands. Let's see what this. Ooh, Menacing Nimbus. That's pretty good. I really do like this card just because of the resource generation that it has.
Water Elemental is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
It's one of the better elementals, I would think.
Yeah, you don't want to get too many small elementals right now. You probably want more value.
I don't think Whack-A-Null is particularly great.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
not
have liked to play the Water Elemental this turn.
Agreed.
This is just giving him... We don't want to kill this... Okay, so we're not attacking
Ooh,
because
that
we don't
is-
want to give Inquisitor, but...
That is a huge draw.
Yeah, outside of the Dunk Tank, Shaman doesn't have any cards that can address a wide board like this, and we already saw one of them. The other one is
Yeah.
not corrupted, even if drawn. And I think that'll be the board lead.
That'll wrap it up, yeah.
I don't know that playing Water Elemental would have fixed the problem in this board state.
Yeah. That top deck was just unbeatable.
Looking at 19 across the way.
Yeah, defensive Alexstrasza not even enough.
Yep.
And that's a 2-0 lead here. Warrior and Demon Hunter both getting through. Now it's just the Shaman.
Might have to see. This might be exciting. I mean, if Jamie's does get through with this leaves the 5 seed to duke it out in a final match of 5 seeds. Though Quaz is a very scary player in terms of skill, or how he's performing. But we'll have to see how this. If he does the reverse sweep, or it's just a clean 3-0, or anything else like a 3-2, but.
Jamie's a pretty seasoned THL player, so he's been to a couple championships himself. So he's gonna say
He's doing well
the
this
prep
season.
is there. So
Yeah, he's 6-2. Brought some, Demon Hunter, Death Rattle Demon Hunter performed well.
Yep.
So
former
Yeah,
captain
he's
of
doing well.
myself. That's how I got introduced to THLs through Jamie's actually. So.
okay.
Button's got to put some work in tonight.
All right, gonna see Rogue into Shaman, and Elemental Shaman versus Miracle Rogue. I mean, it still could be Secret Rogue, but it's probably Miracle.
This is a great hand for Rogue. Shadow Step, Janus, and Barov with the Octobot.
Yep.
And the Ogmerchant
Octobot.
to proc it. I think we can just go Octobot into Ogmerchant into Jandis. And that alone should be a lot for Shaman to manage.
Could get some pressure though to give an issue to this Rogue. It might be too.
This is also a good draw, but
Decisive.
a very different one from the Rogue.
Are you guys spectating?
Yeah. Are you not able to see?
This is. No, I just said waiting for a game to start. Hold up.
Yeah, might have to restart.
I
gonna
might
respectate.
restart your client or something because we can. The game is happening. Automated button.
No.
going for
I
the-
was spectating and then it cut. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Evolving Missile's a fantastic pickup, but by coining out the Octobot in time, it's not going to get managed.
So what's your opinion, Heatchuck? Do you hit if you can't kill the Octobot right away? Is it better to hit the Octobot when they only have like minimal cards, 4 cards in hand?
I think it depends on the matchup a lot. If you don't have the
Okay, I'm
good
gonna
removal
spectate it.
tools, I would shy away from proccing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if the Rogue is at like 3-4 cards, I'm gonna proc it for them because they could like swirl into cards this ball. So I
Mhm.
like a trade for them.
We see the Doomhammer Shaman
Awesome.
coming out from Jammies with Elementals as a package. And I think that means it's going to do better into the Rogue because it does not have to just win the board because Rogue is very good at clearing boards. But Ice Barrier, a great pickup. I don't know if he realizes yet that Doomhammer is going to happen to him. But if he does, Ice Barrier is the counter to that. But Freeze is also very good if he thinks a minion is going to get attacked. Water Elemental is generally good against Doomhammers.
So I can't really see right now, but I'm restarting. Is he running Doomhammer in his shaman list?
Yes.
There is a Doomhammer.
Okay, so he's playing the hybrid. Okay.
Yeah.
Got Storm Crash in hand and Air Stormer with a couple of lightning
We
bolts.
will need to see a lightning bolt come out on this field contact, or it's going to run away with the game. Did not realize there's another one, which is very bad news.
Oh, devolving instead. Yep.
I think you can try that. Pretty reasonable. I would like to see Oasis Ally come out here, I believe. I think that it's very likely a minion is going to get attacked, and Water Elementals for 3 mana are pretty good. You could also do a Plunderer, Step Plunderer. You would also need to trade the 1/1 in with that. But I think it might be worth it.
Right in the main menu, almost there.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
I'm running back. Spectating jammies.
Yeah, I think I was just going to say Doomhammer, good turn to do this right now.
Right. I mean, the Ice Barrier might have been pretty good. We don't see a lot of reach, though, in the Shaman's hand right now. So it may take a few turns to get over the finish line.
All right, there we go. I'm back. All right, let's see what's going on here. Inra is pretty nice to play next turn, unless he just got overloaded.
He is. He's going to only have
Okay,
4
okay,
mana.
Gotcha. I mean, he's able to draw more with the Dungeoneer, which is very nice. But he's able to generate a little bit more resources and draw here. I hope he really attacks before.
He does not. That's 3 damage. That's
Slight misplay. Missed 3 damage.
getting
That's
missed
fine.
here.
Van Cleef, would they get the Doomhammer? That was the last card played, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, Doomhammer was the last card. I don't know how great that is with Rogue. I mean, there's not many. I mean, if
I
he
would
doesn't
say
somehow
it's
get a
fine.
poison,
Not
yeah,
fantastic.
it's great. Or it's all right. Another Doomhammer gets picked up. Not great, not ideal. Probably sees the Dungeoneer come down, attack the field contact.
Without a Dunk Tank in hand, I don't think we're going to see time for 2 Doomhammers because Shaman's removal toolkit is very limited here with the Elementals.
Oh,
There is
Yeah.
a Dunk Tank, but corrupting it is probably not worth the cost of doing so.
Yeah, this is a big issue because I mean, even if he does attack the 3/2 or the field contact, the Oasis ally will trigger something the freeze elemental, and then he won't be able to use his weapon anymore for a while, or it will snowball. So let's see what he's thinking. Personally, it was randomly generated. I mean, you got 6 secrets, 5. So maybe you just go for killing it and hope for the best. But in hindsight, probably don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Test for the armor. Secret. That's about it. Fortunately, it doesn't have enough. I mean, 16 is a breaking point for Doomhammer Shaman, but this is elemental mix, so I don't know if you'll be able to generate enough.
Well, any sort of with the Cult Neophyte is a very critical card here for sure because
Yeah, that just stops play completely.
it doesn't completely stop it, but I believe Rockbiter would still be lethal next turn. But that leaves only one out
true.
rather than multiple. I wouldn't hate Tenwu on this, honestly, on the Cult Neophyte. I think it'd be quite good to make sure that there's just no spells happening because spells are how you die as the rogue here.
Right. Size to go for. I'd assume you play it. Yep.
We'll probably see the 2/1 trade and then the Og Merchant to finish it off. Okay, going to trade the 1/1 instead.
I would have preferred playing the Og Merchant there. Just get more cycle going and I mean, unless you want to get a Divine Shield, but I doubt the Shaman will be trying to clear that. And you do have enough cards in hand and card generation and draw to kind of make that field contact not as necessary.
Yeah, I think that the double spell increase here just seals the game because of the
Yeah.
2 Wicked Snaps. There's just nothing that Shaman can do to get out of this
Right.
hole. Oh, actually, what would work is Lurker Below. because it would clear the whole board, only taking 3 damage, and there would
Yeah,
actually
but-
not be lethal.
I
That's an
guess,
unusual,
but,
it's an unusual
yeah.
card, but I think that would be the only shaman card in this scenario.
You're right.
Actually, messing up his lurker below positioning. I don't know how much that was on Automated Button's mind here.
Yeah, I don't think that's on his mind, but
Yeah.
be very rough for jammies here. The Shaman's having a tricky time with this wide board and a unfortunate, especially with the Cult Neophytes being played a lot, kind of making an issue for the Elements to Shaman, or the hybrid.
Right. And I am concerned for the Shaman because I would argue that the Mirror matchup is actually quite bad for the Doomhammer variant. I think that early board control is stronger.
Yeah, I'd say it's detrimental for the Doomhammer Shaman.
Easy lethal to see
Double
here.
lick his stab.
Finish up the game.
Go face. GG's. And now we're 3-0 has become a 2-1.
Right.
Comeback train is coming.
We might be
Is-
seeing a reverse sweep here.
Yep.
Well, we'll have to see. I believe Button did have Priest, right?
Yes, correct.
And with that
Yeah.
happening, he's going to need a news to shut down that Shaman. I don't know if he brought it or
Yep,
not.
yep.
But that'll be a critical part, even if he can win the Shaman Mirror.
And now with the Hearthstone Tradables new cards where you can spam text in games, that'll be nice next season. All right, we got the Mirror, Elemental Shaman into the hybrid, unless he has 2 Doomhammers in there that we didn't see.
I don't think there
I
is a
haven't seen
Doomhammer.
this.
We've seen most of the Shaman deck at this point.
Oh right, yes. We played last game, or the previous games.
Previous 2 games, yeah.
Probably gonna toss Torrent and
I would toss everything on it. I don't even think Wandmaker is worth it, but decides to keep it. Now I've got 2 2-drops. Once again, a fast opening from the
unfortunate that-
Elementals.
oh, very nice opening actually. Probably gonna be looking at turn 2 Hero Power, Primal Dungeoneer. Hope for the best.
I would like to see a Lightning Bolt here. No, doesn't go for it.
Gets punished immediately.
This
huh?
is quite bad. Could coin a portal. I think that would be reasonable to try and fight back. It's going to depend on what 3-drop comes out of this.
Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to
That
see
is
it.
not one that he wanted. I had arguably an irrelevant 3-drop. I think
Yeah.
we'll see Dungeoneer here because the cage okay. I think the 2-3, we could have just done that next turn and played the Whack-A-Null with
Right.
it. Not a very good use of the mana. Probably just a cage match coming out.
Yep. Pretty
I don't
basic
believe there's any
plays.
1 mana. Oh, well, actually, the Repeating Flame from Shaman might be a reason to play Wandmaker there
Yeah.
because it would clear things up. But I think here we're starting to see how the minion plan is far more effective than against shamans than the Doomhammer plan. Because
Right.
board control tools are a little bit more underwhelming.
Yeah, the Elemental Shaman picking up some pressure. This what is this? What is this card even called, man? Imprisoned Satyr or whatever. Seeming to be an issue. I mean, actually, it does hit a really good target, Instructor Fireheart, but
Fireheart with 4 mana left is a lot nicer. Now you can
Yeah.
actually play a Lightning Storm if you were to find it. Something like that
Yeah.
might be able to pull back this.
I don't think
Bad
you play anything
scenario.
else here. I think
You
that's
just have to
the
try
only
and
play.
find an answer.
I mean, there's not much you can get out of Wandmaker other than the Repenting Flame, or I think that's it.
Wait, Landslide actually can Lightning Bolt something here and then
Oh
Landslide
yeah, that's
clear
yep.
a
Yeah.
lot of this board.
And then it generates another resource. Alright. Probably goes for the Storm Strike with the Doomhammer in hand and weapon.
Actually, don't mind Revolve tremendously. Storm Strike makes a lot more sense as the good card.
So let's go for the Revolve. I get that. You want more cards, I guess.
I think it worked out quite well.
Oh, well, yeah, I see it.
Minions
Okay.
got upgraded and
What
minions
is
got
this?
downgraded.
What is this cheating? No, but still, it gets a very nice 3-drop, another 3/3, which is fine. And now, Jamie seems to be in the better position and just turn the tables.
I almost would have wanted to play an Earth Revenant there because it probably contests the board a little bit more effectively here.
Yeah.
This 3/4 into a 4/7 just doesn't line up really.
All right. Now 4/4.
I don't
Man,
mind
is
the
it
dunk tank
fun.
actually on this. I think Wand Maker and then whatever spell we get in a torrent makes.
Oh,
reasonable
this is
sense.
very nice. Guidance, Torrent. Let's see what we get. No Finn can stop us. A team
These
that's
are
not
weak.
here. But yeah, not great. I mean, it's still buffs.
Wanted
Besides
both of
the
them.
big-
I don't know that I wanted both of them. I guess the thought process is you're using all of your mana next turn, so why not? The only
Right,
downside
yeah.
would be if you actually top deck your other torrent and you couldn't play it on a fire elemental. That would feel very sad.
Let's see if he gets insta punished. Also, James is a very low health. Gets a Willing Vapor. Would have been nice to play this turn, but he's overloaded. Am I missing something? Okay, no, it's their totem. You can.
No.
I was like, wait. Why
You're
is
not
this
missing
golden?
anything. This is bad. I mean, we're starting to see like just having minions is a real problem for the Doomhammer deck. It can't really remove
Right.
them.
Yeah, he almost got through with that Destructive Fireheart play, but unfortunately, he's at 13 health. Still has a Automating Button has some pretty good pressure. Firemental, Dunk Tank in hand, Lightning Bolt. So
There's so much burn just in this other shaman's hand.
Right.
I'm actually not seeing a way he can get out of a lethal. I mean, it's 11 damage plus a weapon here, so it needs to involve taunt or healing. If you just
Yep.
go face as the elemental shaman.
maybe gets a Taunt Elemental, like give it 2/2, summon a copy.
Taunt is the start. Does not hit taunt.
Doesn't hit it. Because if you got the taunt one, he'd be able to copy it, buff it. And he'd be in a pretty good spot, but
Yeah, actually, that
seems to
might
be
have been the
pretty
out.
over.
Just getting 2/4 taunts
yeah.
might have been enough to win this game. But as things are, it's just not salvageable at this point.
Yep.
With Ghidra played, there's no chance of discovering any sort of life gain. Or not Ghidra, sorry, Fireheart. Fireheart could
Yeah.
discover the like.
I
don't know why
didn't
said that.
question it too much because I mean some of them like the old ones did run Ghidra, but
But Fireheart could discover a healing spell. There's no other spells that discover spells or minions that
Right.
discover spells, so this should be game over.
I mean the only lifesteal spell I can think of is Tidal Wave. Oh, and the yeah, I can think of two, but anyways, yeah, that seems to be GG's for Jamies. I think the best play here is to concede.
He doesn't know for certain
Yeah,
that there's
doesn't
lethal in
seem-
hand, but we can see that there is.
More than lethal.
Oh yeah, true,
No.
true.
And now it's as we kind of expected it. It'll come down to that priest. And I guess we'll see
Now.
if the priest has the ooze this time. The previous legacy match I casted yesterday, the priest did not have an ooze when shaman was left up, and it was really a problem for the priest, and it allowed Mr. Python to win. I think.
Yeah, now we're
Now we're back.
2-2. I mean, this is the finals. We're going to game 5. This is
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
I was gonna say it's back-to-back game 5s here, so let's get it.
For Doomhammer.
All right, so we should be seeing Priest Shaman. I would say the Shaman is favored here with the Doomhammer, correct?
Right. It's really comes down to if the Doomhammer gets oozed or not, because
Yeah.
the raw damage, the 16 damage, is just too much. Unless you stick an Apotheosis that doesn't get removed or something for Shaman
Right.
to deal with. The elementals don't
Let's
help
get a
because
decent hand.
with the Hex elemental, you can actually deal with like a light shower even.
He's running the Yoink Priest, which I can appreciate. Got
It's definitely
Cabal.
interesting. I don't think it's going to perform well
Battle.
against Doomhammers.
Yeah. In this matchup, it's not gonna do too well. I'm trying to see what matchups the Yoink Priest would have been good into. Kind of struggling here.
Perhaps the Priest
Yeah.
Mirror was on his
There's not
mind.
much that would have been great into.
Sometimes in a
Yeah, I
Priest
think
Mirror,
that's
the
the
Yoink
only
cards aren't bad.
slightly favored lineup or matchup. Does get some nice draw here. Gets the Storm Strike. Doesn't have an ooze in hand yet. Palm Reading, always nice on a turn 3.
Renew is a
Renew
very nice
is
pickup.
amazing.
There are lots
That's
of people on
considered-
Twitter complaining about the loop of palm reading and renews and palm readings and renews, just infinite healing.
Yeah.
Mage
It's
Scribe,
just
a
the
pretty good
previous
choice.
generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see cage match here with the Wailing Vapor, just going as wide as you can with small bodies to play around Hysteria. If you go for the 2/5 instead, it's a little weaker to Hysteria.
Yeah, he does have a Hysteria in hand, so decides to go for the 1/3, then 2/2. Should probably pass here, yeah. And from the priest side,
I think we might just see the Cabal Wave come out. You could also
yeah,
go for a Coin Mage Scribe. I think those are the options. Hysteria is not
Coin-
terrible.
Coin Mage Scribe Renew isn't too bad, but I like personally the Cabal into goes for the Hysteria.
It usually clears 2 things, so it helps. Those were the 2 best hits, so it really did help.
Wow.
Yeah, I never punched.
Fully expecting to do
or he knew, he
do a
knew that
half
was
and
coming.
half. Yep.
Devouring
Plague,
Plague?
not
I
bad.
would have liked to pick Devouring Plague there, but I understand. Just making a minion big enough for Apotheosis to just land on and never die makes a lot of sense.
I mean, on the Mage Scribe, it is pretty big stats. Also on the Cabal Acolyte, pretty nice taunt, especially against the Doomhammer. I
Right.
think you just equip it right now.
I feel like it might be a little premature. Against Priest and Closed List, Ooze is very scary. And one of the better ways to beat it is to play Doomhammer when you can actually do something with it, like a buff of some kind. So playing the
That's fair.
2/5 here might make a lot of sense.
I'd say if I had 1 in hand, I would play it, but with 2 in hand, maybe. I mean, he's
Right.
at 22 health, but I understand what you mean.
I could understand that being an important breakpoint here. Coining the Light Shower, it seems. Makes a lot of sense because there was not an elemental played last turn, so the chance of a Hex on this healing card is not possible.
Probably gonna see a Dunk Tank here. Could also go for a Storm Strike, like Lightning Bolt play.
I think the Dunk Tank is pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't see a reason to overload when you don't have to, and the
right.
Storm Strike can be played at effectively any time.
Agreed. So he's able to get 4 swings out of this Doomhammer. I think it is safe to assume that, or as jammies, you should be safe to assume that he doesn't have ooze.
Yeah.
But unless he's top decking it.
I'd like to see a Raise Dead here just to get another Light Shower. Is that insane to you? I think Cabal is
I agree on that play. I personally don't really like Cabal because it probably hits the 1/1, or I mean you have a 50-50 chance, and if it hits a 1/1, it's quite unfortunate. So just a Light Shower here is probably just a play. Yeah.
right? Just maximize all the healing you can get.
All right. Torrent is a very nice pickup, but it still gets the 8 healing, which is so annoying. But maybe he goes for the Instructor Fireheart to get like a devolving missiles or something of that sort. But
I think that makes sense because Hex is also one out here.
and Hex, yes, you're right.
There's a couple options, and I don't necessarily think you need to hold on to it too long. And if Fireheart misses, you can just pick whatever card is the best and play your Torrent, and I think you'll be happy.
Yep.
Even play the Elemental 2/5 with that.
Right. I'm not opposed to that play at all. Deciding to trade.
This is interesting. I feel like it leaves Shaman without the ability to find lethal here. The following turn.
Because if Priest is able to just heal up here, then you're in a tricky spot. But he's putting a lot of pressure.
This
Maybe
is
hoping
not
for
lethal
top deck.
represented. He's hoping that Fireheart gives him something.
Yeah. Yeah, not a fan of using all my burst damage earlier, especially into Priest. The Cabal Acolyte by itself, I mean, it's a taunt against the Doomhammer, so it plays his outs. Or he's playing his outs here if he does somehow get a top deck that would win him. Does not. Probably Fireheart coming down.
You could re-equip the Doomhammer as well, but I think that Fireheart makes sense. Finds a Serpent Shrine. I 2 off lethal with that line. Probably just going to send it face. Yeah.
Okay.
Molten Blast is damage.
Alright.
Does not go for it.
I like the resource generation here. These cards are
these
pretty
are-
meh.
The Revolve is fine. I don't think you even want
you
Tidal
know,
Wave.
I actually like Revolve here if he gets another Raised Dead into or just more taunt. Another Revolve.
Torrent.
I don't know
Torrent-
about
Torrent is
that.
the
I like
pick here.
Torrent.
You can just play Revolve, and that allows you to save the Torrent for something else. But if you have 2 of them, it's just fine. to play
I think
the
he
Torrent.
does generate another resource. So you play
And burn.
Lightning Bolt. Oh wow. I mean, are you saving your swings? I don't think so. Well,
No, if you had like Rock
yeah,
Biters,
yeah,
if you didn't have the other
Right,
Doomhammer,
right.
it made more sense to save it.
yeah. Yeah, because you're able to play all your burst damage here. But like you said, if you were to have Rockbiter or a Storm Strike, you would save his swings.
The best possible line here would be against all odds, Scorpid into both players heal 5 for 0 mana, I think. That's the only out I
Yeah.
can think of at this point. Because you have to kill this board.
I mean, Cabal with Apathy gets him something, but yeah, he has to get some heal.
Oh, there's
that's
the Desperate player. Yeah. Do we play against all odds now? I just would have liked to have the Scorpid, but... Okay, we're gonna steal a minion.
Cabal.
This is
then-
just dead though. You had to kill both minions here, or the
Yeah.
Torrent will be lethal.
Now, unfortunately, that is GG's. And Jammies wins it, which puts them. Wait, let me see if this. Just make sure this is lethal. Yeah. And now it's 2-2. Reverse. That was a reverse sweep, right?
No, Jammies won the first 2
The
games.
first 2, yep.
I was almost
right,
reverse
right.
sweep.
Yeah. It was Button who had the 2. Okay, yeah. Or got it. And now Hodzils and STDs are 2-2.
Down to game
Down to the
5.
5 seed.
Yep.
A lot of 2-3s tonight and 3-2s, so very close and
Some
exciting
pretty good
matches.
games, pretty good sets. All right, we're gonna get Jammies in for the interview.
Yeah, I'm just going to line that up in a few seconds here.
Yeah, I think of some questions. I mean, that was some pretty good sets. Some questionable plays, but overall, got it through.
All right. So Jamie's is good to go. So be inviting him in just 2 seconds. Jamie's. Hey, what's up, Jamie's?
Hello.
Congrats on the win, bro.
Yeah, congrats.
I've been stressing about this like for the day. Like it was in the back of my mind as I was working today. So I'm happy that I gave my team a chance for tomorrow.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
you made it happen. I mean, you guys were down, and now you guys are 2-2 in the final match. So you made it happen. It was if I were in your position, I'd be stressed out. I mean, you almost got the reverse sweep there, but you maintained your composure and made it happen. So congratulations.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that it was going to go down to the Shaman versus Priest.
Yeah.
I was kind of going after the Priest. I hadn't done it all season, so I figured the finals would be a good time to try it out.
Right.
Yeah, and the last game just came down to playing the Doomhammer and hoping he didn't have the ooze.
I didn't think he brought the ooze, or at least didn't draw it. So you're in a pretty good position.
Right. Yeah, and it was. I thought I had some pretty bad draws in the first 2 games as Shaman, and he had some pretty good draws. That rogue game was rough. I felt like I didn't really have that many decisions in that game, but
Yeah,
the other ones I felt like I had a little bit more control. I think I got unlucky in the Shaman against his elemental Shaman when my
right.
my portal summoned a dormant minion.
Yep. Oh, was
Yeah.
it you who summoned the 3/3 dormant minion that is just really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've always thought that was quite unfortunate. We're like, man, you hate to see that, but I mean,
I
you
know.
got it hit the Instructor Fireheart and then made it 0 mana, and you it was on turn 4, so you were able to get a little value out of that, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was quite unfortunate.
The most interesting thing was Injured Blade Master is not a card I've seen in a very long time, and it came up twice in one match.
Yeah, I think for full health both times, right?
Yeah.
That live by the blade, die by the blade.
Yeah. So now you got to carry Dawn Day again, right? Your back must be aching.
He came through for us last round.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
I
some
did see that.
points,
I was actually
so.
surprised to see that one, but yeah, you got it through, and you saved your team, and now it's in the 5 seed. Are you?
Jim's been in this position before too. Early, I
Yeah.
think first round of the playoffs, he needed to win to give me a chance. So
Yep.
I told him, Jim, I'm going to give you a chance. Just try to speak some confidence into my team. Like, Jim, prepare tonight because I'm going to give you a chance. And here we are.
Yep. Give him a
Yeah,
chance.
Jim, a very good 5 seed. I've played on a team with him a few times in Hero, so I believe he could pull off a win here if he puts the time in. So
Yeah, he's got his hands full. I think Quaz is like top 3 MVP candidate this season, and I don't think he's
Yep.
lost in the playoffs so far. So
Yeah, he's 8-2 in the 206 PR, so he's a formidable foe. But I think Jim Follis, if he really, really tries, really just focuses, the games go well. You guys might be able to pull through. I'm very for this final match and very excited.
yeah, me too. I'm gonna be. I'm actually gonna be hanging out with Glee. I think a lot of people in the community are familiar. He's visiting me today. He's actually
Nice.
coming by right after this. I told him he might have to hold on because I'm playing.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, I was telling him that we have a really good chance at winning this whole thing. So I believe in Jim. I think he's gonna get us the win, and Hot Zilps merch will be coming to that THL shop.
All right. Appreciate the confidence. But yeah, congratulations on your win. That's very huge. I'm sure if I were in your shoes, I'd be jumping up and down. But you still got that last game. But yeah,
Yep.
you did your work. So congratulations.
Got any final words there, Heatshock, for Jammies?
no, I mean it's exciting. A lot of fast-paced gameplay, especially at the very different feel from the Pro Series, with both you guys playing some pretty quick games.
Yep.
Even though it was a 3-2, so it was fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm very comfortable with all of these decks, and I've been like, I got to Diamond 5 last night because I was just jamming all of these. Trying to make sure that I understood how to play the matchup. I really liked that I held the weapon as the Death Rattle Demon Hunter for as long as I did. I think it ended up helping me out on the long run. But yeah.
Right, we were
thank you.
talking about maybe wanting to get the 2-drop on turn 2, but after you pass that line, saving it until the Inquisitor ended up working really well.
Yeah,
Being-
Yeah,
probably. If you did rewatch it, yeah, we were disagreeing a little bit with the play. Probably wanting to see it double swung, but yeah, you foresaw being able to play the Inquisitor on 6 and then able to get the damage out. So that was very well played on your part.
Yeah, the 4/4 is a little bit of an unusual choice in Demon Hunter these days, but I assume that was more of a nod for Priest.
Yeah, just trying to get the Inquisitor online as early as possible, and with the it can corrupt the weapon, which I also ran, and they didn't draw it, but
Right.
and then
Oh,
you can
yeah, the
equip it,
minion. Yep.
yeah, and set it up for an Inquisitor turn on 8 instead of having to wait until 9, and then I was able to, he had some really powerful swing turns, and I just happened to be able to fight for the board right back. I drew I forget what the 7 mana guy is that summons all those death rattles, but it was pretty likely that it would summon me the rush minions.
Yep.
So I felt very comfortable just playing it as soon as I drew it, and then ended up just working out from there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrified in the Warrior game. I'm gonna go back and look at what he had in his hand because the whole time, I was like, I feel like people are gonna yell at me for Alexing my own face here, but I feel like I have to.
Oh, that was
No,
definitely
no,
the
no.
line.
Yeah,
I
that
was,
was the play,
we
that
were
was the play.
concerned that you weren't playing defensive enough. I think for a lot of that, because I don't know how much damage you were paying to breakpoints, but he missed lethal.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, as the
Yep.
shaman.
Oh man.
But you definitely could have played around that a little more. That would be the biggest question mark for me. I mean, it's super hard in closed list to be keeping track of all the different damage sources they can have and what breakpoints those represent.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, that was a big deal, I think, because
Yeah, it was-
you do not want to have to play
it was
Rush
big
Warrior
for
into
me,
his
yeah.
priest, right? That if you had lost that, you maybe would have had to do so.
Right. Yeah. I think we both understood that I was going after his priest and he was going after my shaman, so that's why we held them off for late. Across the board, my warrior and my demon hunter had pretty favorable matchups. So if I would have lost with the warrior that first game, I think I would have just queued it up the second game.
Yeah, it probably would have beaten the rogue.
Yeah, I remember playing those.
Well, I think certainly Warrior has the better tools to deal with that kind of situation.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was definitely a very intense first game. It was super close on both sides, and I think that would have been the one for both players to look back at and kind of evaluate what could have gone differently.
Yeah. Every time I play on stream, I always go back and see what people say.
Yep, I do the same. I mean, it's always great watching. Seeing the plays they could have done better and reflecting off of those and getting better as a player. So, yeah, once again, congratulations for the millionth time. That's a big win. And now we're 2-2, and we'll see what what happens in the 5 seed.
Yeah, when are they playing again, Jamies? They playing at 9 on Sunday?
Yeah, let me double check. They're playing in the evening.
Oh wow, they're saving it for Sunday too, man.
Yeah, why not wait?
Because
they will be
a big
playing at
match.
9 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday.
9 p.m.
wow,
Eastern.
saving it for the very last second of the week.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
it's
if
gonna be
they're
a
on
great
stream
match.
or not. I know Jim doesn't like to be on stream too much, but we'll see if that's gonna be possible.
Yeah, it makes sense. It could be a little bit nerve wracking, especially being in, like if it's a final match and all that. I get that. So.
Final match of the finals, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks again, Jamies. We'll let you and Try hang out or Glee. Tell them I said hi, old teammates.
All right, yeah.
So,
Have a good night, guys.
yeah, you too, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Good night.
We said the same thing.
You're echoing me, Jester.
Yeah.
Anyway, so well, that pretty much wraps it up for our Friday Night Fights. Really want to appreciate Heatshock and Jester joining me here tonight to
Yeah, no problem.
help cast our way through. Normally it's Gordon and that turd Tuna. But yeah, it was great fun tonight. Any takeaways? I know Heatshock is getting prepared for your pro series, so.
Oh, I've been playing if I said stupid stuff tonight, I'm sorry. My brain is fried because I've been playing Hearthstone since 2 p.m. Helping my team prep, and now I've got to go figure out my own match for tomorrow because that has different matchups as well. So
And we just saw
glad
that
I could be here for this. It's fun to cast. So
yeah, no, really appreciate it. So I just see some of the stats where Dreadeye is defeated 3-2 to MMW. So that's a 6-6 outing. So when are your team's matches scheduled?
Oh, I am playing tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central
Okay.
for my match. I think Valdez is playing tonight later.
Okay.
I don't remember when CMAC is playing, but it's
Okay.
definitely going to be close. I think MMW posted in chat that he made a few mistakes that led to his downfall there, but I think the lineup is pretty strong, so I expect Valdez to get the win, and it'll just be up to CMAC or I to finish it out.
Yeah. It looks to be the way the final should be, which is tight all the way down the line and coming down to the final game. So I wish you best you and your team the best of luck there. So
Thanks.
no problem. Jester, any final words before we go?
I mean, I wish I could say the same about my DHL experience. But I'm Mountain Pro, and then we got kicked out in Legacy last week. But it was really great matches. I actually had a lot of fun casting. Didn't feel like I said too many wrong things, and feel like I did well. And so I had fun. It was great. Great sets. I'm glad it wasn't any 3-0, like Hunter matches.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It was nice. 3-2, great matches. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and thank you for having me.
No problem. Well, that about wraps it up again. Tune in on Saturday. I'm not sure if there's going to be any matches Saturday, but I could be wrong. Just keep an eyeball on the THL content announcements there. Fish is normally taking over for Schoolstone and for Salty Saturdays. Sunday is Independence Day, so I'm not sure how many matches are actually going to be shown, just due to family things and gatherings and all that stuff that happen during that celebration holiday. So,
yeah.
But stay tuned on the announcements, and I want to thank again Heatchuk and Jester for joining me, and hopefully you guys have a safe long weekend. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
All right, bye everyone.
Goodbye.